So
Oh God, that's a good way to start an episode. My crown believes. My name is Cole. His name is Mike. His name is Jay. We like anime, and this is episode 161 of AniPro. And on this week's episode, we are previewing winter 2025. Can you believe it? 2025 already. Happy New Year. This is the New Year. Yeah. Happy New Year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost New Year's here as well, in the real world, not this fantasy made-up podcast world that we live in. But
we're not actually real people. We're AI-generated people that have been, like, we recorded our likeness into the program, and at this point, it's questionable whether we're alive or not, because, like, I haven't seen you guys in literally, 2 years?
Are we even friends anymore? Like, I feel,
No.
I think, like, we just, like, went our separate ways and just let the program do its thing.
Yeah. Like, I actually don't know what real Mike is like these days.
No.
Yeah. Have you guys connected with your offline personalities recently?
Have we connected with our offline personalities recently?
Yeah.
No. That doesn't exist.
Oh.
I'm terminally online.
Yeah, I'm chronically online.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know what it is to live anymore.
What is life?
Oh, we know.
What
is
love?
it? What is love? I only farm virtually and stuff. Yeah, so Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year.
We should have a New Year's resolutions video or episode coming out in the near future. So stay tuned for that.
Yes, yeah. More importantly, though, we got to do our job as an anime
We've got business to
podcast.
attend to.
We have to discuss the upcoming anime season. So I think before we start diving into actual shows specifically, what if we just kind of did an overall, what are our impressions of this season?
Like when we first kind of look at it?
Yeah, Mike, what are your thoughts initially?
Well, when I first cracked open the tin on this season and was kind of looking at it, I was like, oh, this kind of seems like a pretty weak season. Actually, it was kind of my initial impression. I didn't see, there's a lot of returning shows. I guess I should say it was a weak season for new shows is what I thought when I looked at it. But I think it's one of those seasons where there's the big shows that are coming back. You got your Solo Levelings and Apothecary, Diaries, Dr. Stone, all that stuff, right? That people know and love. And then all the new stuff is kind of what I would call unproven. There's not a ton of hype behind it. So I feel a lot this year, we usually look at our Annie list and we look at sort by the season and we sort by popularity or whatever. And I feel at this point, we just have literally no idea what's going to be good from this season at all. And there's a lot of originals too, which is kind of interesting. I don't know. Do you guys kind of have the same, not sure how to feel about it this season, Jay?
I kind of feel like this season's sneaky stacked a little bit. Because we do have a lot of really good sequels coming. Season 2 of Hanako-kun, which a lot of people have been waiting for a long time. And then we have cool looking originals you were talking about. Zenshu and other stuff. And then I feel like this, I guess to sum it all up, I feel like this season's kind of got something for everyone.
Especially if you like romance, I would say. Or isekai.
Yeah. It's a very, my initial impressions were this is a very deep season.
Yeah.
It's kind of top heavy with the sequels and the continuing shows, which we're going to talk about right away. But I found our draft ended up going quite far down the list of shows for the upcoming season. And there wasn't many shows at the bottom of the list that weren't some seasons you look and there's a dozen shows at the bottom of the anticipated list that are just what are these? And this one, there was only a handful, really.
Yeah.
And most of the shows look at least slightly interesting.
I agree.
So the second half, we're going to kind of talk about some of the new shows, which we've got quite a hefty list, but for the first half, let's discuss the shows that are returning, the shows that are continuing. So let's kick things off, I guess, with continuing shows. So shows that started last season, they're continuing on this season. ReZero, Starting Life in Another World, Season 3. Now, Jay, I know you're a big fan of this one. Why don't you tell me about this show? And are you looking forward to the continuation of such a television program?
Obviously. I mean, it's just more ReZero. People have been saying that it's more like Season 1 than Season 2, and I kind of agree. But like this is a lot more action forward than the other two seasons. So
when they say it's more like Season 1 than Season 2, what do you mean by that? I don't follow.
It kind of has more of like the intensity that Season 1 had, whereas Season 2 was a bit like a bit
you're
slower.
Stuck in the forest.
You've kind of got one thing going on, whereas Season 1 kind of like was a bit faster paced, I suppose.
The funny thing about Season 2, ReZero, was like it was more Groundhog Day-y than something with this concept. Like the first season didn't feel like that. Where the second season was like they just kept replaying the same thing over and over again, which was like I liked Season 2. It was just the first season, it would reset every now and then.
And every time that it reset, you kind of felt like he was doing something different each time. Whereas, in Season 2, it kind of really did feel like the time loop aspect really kind of felt like it hit really hard on that one. Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think Season 2 is still a great season. It's just very different from Season 1.
Yeah, I agree. It's exactly. I personally got bored at times, but that's just because I have a smooth brain. That's all. But Season 3 has been pretty good so far. It's good to see more members of the Witches cult, to be honest with you. I really enjoy them. They're all super interesting.
Also, and like, it seems like they're not really super reliant on the the gimmick of the show.
Yeah, and I mean like that's partially because of Subaru's character development, where he learns like I shouldn't rely on it.
You mean he actually kind of decided, hey, I don't like getting brutally murdered like every couple days.
But the previous half ended on a very, very large cliffhanger. And just kind of went, okay, see you in a couple months. And so like, I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. White Fox has been going insane with its visual aspect. It looks really good, especially in the fights. And I think if you're a ReZero fan, we're back, baby. It's a good time to be alive. And I think this is starting airing again at the beginning of February too. So like you have a good ways to wait. I kind of like, I feel weird that it's a split core with like a 2-month break in between. Like that just feels like we're doing weird things now. ReZero, White Fox. Yeah, it's also like weird because it's 16 episodes, 8 and 8.
Yeah, that's odd.
So like,
and then the first episode is an hour and a half. We're doing weird things.
What are they doing? What are they doing? I wonder if the first episode of the next series of episodes will also be an hour.
That'd be cool.
It could be. I could see it.
Could be.
I could definitely see it.
So from one depressing show that gives me anxiety, let's talk about another show that's depressing and also gives me anxiety. Blue Box. Mike, have you watched this television show?
I sure have. My wife Shazana makes me watch this as soon as it comes out every week.
Forces you. She gets the chair out. She's like,
she gets the chair.
Sharing the duct tape to the eyes, and then
have a seat, my lovely husband. And you're like, okay. And then she tapes you down.
Yeah, it's not all bad, but I think she just enjoys taping me down at this point because I'm like, oh yeah, I'll watch it, and then she's like, no, sit in the chair, and
sit in the chair, and then she leaves the room.
Yeah.
And then you're there for like an hour, and then she starts the episode.
Then she starts the episode. Yeah. But I feel like the first half of Blue Box has been good so far. It's been, I feel like the word we've been using lately is whelming. And I feel like I was very whelmed watching the show. Like, I don't think it's, at no point did I ever be like, this is like a 9 or a 10 out of 10. I was like, this is good. It looks pretty. It looks nice. Everything's working. but like at no point was I like, yes, this is like the thing I'm hyped to watch every week. Partially because I already know what happens, and then partially I suspect it's because I spoiled it myself. But
Yeah.
You didn't spoil it. You read the manga. That's not spoilers.
that's spoiling the anime. Yeah, it is.
The anime is just an adaptation.
Do you, Mike? Do you watch shows and go, no, I can't watch this anymore. It's too much spoilers.
No,
Because that's what reading the manga is.
Yeah, that's where the things come from.
Yeah.
I know, but what I'm saying is like because I read it, I know what happens, so it's less enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've spoiled my enjoyment. I know you guys are making fun of me.
At you. We're just laughing at you.
I know.
That's what
Just
we
teasing.
like to do.
Mike, this is the friend thing.
Oh, I know. But Jay, were you caught up on Blue Box?
I am. And I kind of understand your sentiment. I think that for me, it's kind of just a bandwidth thing because I've read the manga. It's not that I've been spoiled, but it's more there's been so much other stuff that like I'm not ready. I'm not really due for a retread yet of Blue Box.
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't do a lot that really makes you go like, yeah, I need to revisit this.
It's
like
interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Like we're maybe adapting stuff too soon. Maybe
like, actually.
Blue Box is a fairly new manga. It only started what?
You say that, but like Shonen Jump used to adapt things like 50 chapters into the manga.
That's true.
And now like we're almost 200 chapters in the in Blue Box. And it just got an anime. So
I'm not saying that's I guess the way I said it made it sound like that's a new thing, but like I think it might just be an overarching like
the appetite.
I get you want to catch the hype of the show, but at the same time, it's like maybe it's too soon. Like what? Why? I just read this.
Like what my point is, like they've been taking their time lately more.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I disagree. I want years. Or even wait till it's done. Then
the problem with waiting till it's done is like it's done.
I know,
and
the whole
like,
point of the anime is to sell manga,
right?
Yeah, and like to be fair, the manga came out 3 years ago, but yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep watching it. Like I think if you're watching Blue Box, there's no reason for you to drop it at this point at the midway point.
I think it's still good.
Continue.
It's still a good show. I think like just for the two of us, because of our experience with the manga, neither of us really have that drive to revisit what's already been done.
And just watching from the sidelines with this show, very pretty show. Visually it's very pretty. That's really kind of the thing that stands out to me. I did read the manga a bit for Blue Box. I dropped it.
You're always kind of like a hater for Blue Box too.
I'm not a hater. It's just it didn't do anything for me. Like I get why people like it. It's just like I don't know. Personally, it was.
I think Cole likes a bit more spice to his romance, and
yeah,
Blue
it's a little
vanilla.
It's a little too saccharine sweet a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, that's
vanilla,
just missing
something.
Right, it's just missing something.
Yeah, boobies.
Yeah. No, I like. Never mind. I'm not defending myself after that outrageous
Cole
comment.
waving his big Nagatoro flag.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, she doesn't
missing
have
like
boobies.
some like scantily clad girl making fun of me. I really could use that.
Yeah. He needs some step on me energy.
Yeah. I mean that's kind of Hina a little bit, but anyway. Orb.
Do you guys like orbs?
I love orbs.
Mike, here, catch.
Oh crap. Jake, catch.
That's right.
No.
Oh, I went the wrong way. That went past. It went right past
you went
Cole's
the
head.
complete wrong direction.
Jay,
I
this
think I'm the only one
is
watching
your
this.
this is your. You take this one away.
Yeah. See you later, Jake. We're gonna just check out for this one.
No. I'll bring you guys back. Do you guys like Vinland Saga?
Yeah, I like Vinland Saga.
Pretty good. Yeah,
it's okay.
Okay. Did you like Vinland Saga season 2?
I haven't watched it.
Okay. So if you like the vibes of Vinland Saga season 2, you'll love this show because it's a much slower paced drama, I'll say, about like I've gone over it so many times. I feel wrong going over it again, but like that is what it is. It's about like the dangers of finding the truth in a world that doesn't want that truth to be found.
Yeah. And there's a good point to kind of reiterate, because like usually these episodes are like we get a lot of new listeners on the seasonal preview episode, so it does make sense to
It's just like for the people who listen to
Jay's been on this one, is what he's saying.
The awards and the check-in from last season. It's like, okay, you've said the same thing over and over and over
go
again.
off,
Like
man.
that is
Go
what
off.
it is. And it's just like a very, very compelling story. It's not really as explorative into like the history of it, more than like this is like heliocentrism is what it is, and I want to explore it. But like the themes it tackles and the ideas it has are really neat, and it's just super compelling, very different from like all the other shows that have been airing this season. If you're sick of like all the isekai and the romance and the shonen battle slop that you get every season, you want something original and different, this is that.
This is the furthest thing from I can't believe my cheat power is to get a lot of hot girls following me around and being super strong and cool like that. This is the opposite of that. This is thinking man's anime.
This is
This is a bit more cerebral.
Yeah.
I think the word I'll use is more mature.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's very cerebral's a good word. Like I haven't watched it. I keep forgetting that it's on Netflix, because Netflix does a terrible job of recommending me anime. It's one thing it's really bad at. But like
it seems to focus on like, do you want to rewatch this show? And it's like, no, how about some new stuff?
Yeah, you've literally put a bunch of money into having this show on your program, on your platform.
Yeah,
give it to me. Yeah. Show it to me.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Jay mentioned this is like a what would you call it? Historical fiction.
Yeah,
I would say so. Like it's set in our world.
Yeah, it's set in 15th century Poland.
Yeah, Vinland Saga feels like a very good comp.
So obviously Jay's going to continue. Mike and I will watch it someday.
Yeah, when I remember it exists.
I feel like Mike would definitely like it. Cole would maybe like it, because it doesn't delve as deeply into like the science of heliocentrism as you might want. It's more about the drama than about the science of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not.
That's why you didn't watch
for me.
That's why you didn't watch Vinland Saga, right? Because you're like, I want this to be like more
a period piece.
Yeah.
No, I read Vinland Saga. I just haven't watched it. Anyway, let's move on to Shangri-La Frontier Season 2. I think both of you watched this one. So Mike, if you want to talk about this big bird boy.
Big bird boy. Yeah. Honestly, if you watch the first season, the first season of Shangri-La Frontier, it literally like you wouldn't know that there was a break, because it essentially like just continues. It didn't even feel like there was like a break. It like paused. It's like it felt like an episode long break, and then the show could pick back up. I feel like it hasn't done anything too crazy. There was a moment there where I thought our bird boy was going to get a new suit of armor, and it's like no, that doesn't happen. But
he can't, because
I know
he can't wear armor.
But he thought he found a way around it, and then it didn't work. And then
he can't wear armor? I thought he just chooses not to.
No, he got cursed in the first season. Yeah.
Oh.
He chose not to, and then he got cursed to not wear armor anymore.
Okay.
That's what happened. But like, there's been cool stuff so far in season 2, and I'm going to continue watching it, because it's like, frankly, this is one of those shows that's like such an easy have on while you like scroll on your phone or like play a game.
This is the best shut your brain off show.
Yeah.
Like, you if you put any brain power into it, you're not enjoying it. But
if you like video games too,
like sit back, relax, and just want to watch something awesome, this is the show.
This is
action's good. It's basically like, I think me and Jay have agreed, it's like basically like better Sword Art Online, because like the main character is actually kind of compelling, and like you kind of understand why he's a beater.
And Sunraku is the furthest thing from Kirito. He's like actually like a cool person.
Yeah, he's also like it's funny because like unlike Kirito, he has like this like cute girl who like wants to date him, and he's like just so oblivious to it, and she's just like, yeah, it's funny, it's good.
Yeah.
I would recommend to people who like video games action. If you like those like video game isekai shows, like this.
If
is
you liked
right up your alley.
Log Horizon from like a couple years ago, this is the show for you.
Yeah,
you'll have a field day.
Nice. Now Jay,
Yeah,
you and I, we both loved quintessential quintuplets, right?
this is true.
And Mike, I guess.
I did.
guess.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know why you always leave me out of that.
Well, I don't know. You weren't in the conversation as it was releasing, I guess.
Yeah.
You joined the class late, and
We put you in the
forget.
chair.
We put you in
Okay.
the chair. We forced you to watch it, and then we forgot that you watched it.
Yeah.
I know.
But
But you also
there was
leave yourself out of it a
Do
lot
I?
of the time. Yeah.
There was a manga. There was a manga that came out recently, and
This is true.
it was hyped up as like, if you liked Quince, you're gonna love this one.
Mhm.
And it got an anime adaptation this season, and that's called Tying the Knot with an Amagami Sister. Jay, I think you were the only one who watched this. I've seen
Yeah.
it from the sidelines, as I like to say, this episode specifically. I've seen
Your famous catchphrase. Says it all the time.
I've
Yeah.
seen it from the sidelines, and people seem to be talking about it. But Jay, I want to know what you think about it.
Yeah.
As the sole person who's watched it. in the
yeah,
world.
I'm the only person in the world who's watched this show.
Mhm.
So a little bit of background. When this manga got greenlit, Negi Haraba, who did Quince, literally like gave it his blessing and said like, if you like my thing, go read this, because this is like basically more of that.
Mhm.
Is it exactly what he said?
Don't
If
read
you-
my next manga. Read
Yeah.
this.
if you like my thing, read this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he gave it his blessing and basically said like, this is the spiritual successor to Quince.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it kind of is. It also kind of isn't, because it's a lot more ecchi and a lot less like the mystery of like who's going to be the bride or whatever, or like who the childhood friend was, isn't really
Yeah.
present in this show. It's a lot more focused on just the rom-com aspect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, like when you take a step back, and I'm just realizing this right now, it's really not like Quince. Like, other than the fact that the girls are sisters.
The girls are
Uh,
sisters, and like
it's just-
there's somewhat of an initial promise of him marrying one of them.
It's just kind of a generic like harem, more so.
Honestly, like everything I've seen of this one just reminds me more of like a girlfriend more than Quince. Honestly, like your generic
Maybe.
harem show. To be real with you,
girlfriend is kind of more like it's higher up, like it's more
debatable.
peak.
debatable.
Yeah, they're both
And
trashy. I think like,
That's
the
more.
one
It's more pure
that-
comedy. Where
Yeah,
I
I
think this
think-
isn't.
I think the one that people compare it to is Temple, and like I kind of agree, but like Temple's a bit more ecchi. I'd kind of compare this to, in a weird way, Nue's Exorcist, in the way that like it wants to do so many things, but like it doesn't really lean in one direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you recommend people continue this then, do you think? Into the second season?
If you
or
like
pick up the first season?
I'd say like if you liked what you watched the first season, you're probably just gonna get more of that. If you haven't watched it yet, I think that there's an anime that's gonna be coming out either this year or next year. It hasn't been announced yet, but like it's based on a manga that or it's a manga that like is more like Quince. Beating around the bush here. Tune into the Midnight Heart. When that comes
Okay.
out, that's gonna be the thing that you should check out. Not this.
Just gonna
Okay.
follow up with what you just said. Did you just say there's an anime that's going to be coming out later this year? Hasn't been announced yet. Did you just like break news on the podcast?
No,
Did
I
hear
said
that correctly?
like sometime, probably sometime this year, next year, something like that.
Okay.
Probably.
You've got a feeling. This
I just
isn't
got a
like
feeling,
a scoop.
because,
Oh,
like,
okay.
isn't a
yeah.
scoop.
It's- yeah,
I was like, does
it's
Jay
just
have
like
like
it's
an
very-
in somewhere?
Well, no, it's just like
Yeah.
it's very popular. It
Okay.
it sells really well. It's an inevitability at this point that it's gonna.
So that's for
happen.
like the people who like were like, oh, I liked Quince, like me, and then
Yeah.
they go to watch this and they're like, this is not
You like
Quince.
Quince?
Yeah. You like
and
Quince?
then you bastards. And then they're all disappointed because they're like, oh, this is just generic harem trash. And unlike
Yeah.
Quince, which is just good harem trash.
Yeah, that's I wouldn't even call it. It's good harem, not trash. Just good. Just good. It's just good, Mike.
Don't know about that. You know what is trash though?
What's that?
Certified trash. That's the
What's that?
next show we're going to talk about.
Oh, excellent segue for me
Yes.
to ask Jay what he thought of Terrified Teacher at Ghoul School. You are, again, the only person in the world who's watched this show.
That
that's
actually might
true.
be true for this one, to be honest.
Man, when I went into this show, I was looking forward to like Iruma-kun with a different spin, because like that's kind of what it felt like before the season started. And when I watched it, this felt more like we have Iruma-kun at home.
Okay.
So the point I'm trying to get at is, if you haven't seen either, go watch Welcome to the Demon School Iruma-kun, because that'll be more worth your time.
That's
This
good.
is just kind of bootleg that.
Right.
And I dropped it.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody talking about this,
Mhm.
period. I haven't seen this one from the sidelines because there is no sideline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nobody on the here. It's just this is airing in a void, apparently.
I showed up to the field and I'm like, there's nothing here.
And then the
it's just
coach walks up to you and they're like, none of the players showed up. We're just like
game's
canceling it.
Game's canceled. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
drove here.
When I see anime like this is like getting 24 episodes
Mhm.
and like it's already like at the point where nobody's watching it. It's real, like people have just written it off completely. I'm like, as a studio, why don't you just like call it off? I don't know.
Just save that money.
Save a lot of time and money. Just
I feel
stop.
like both this show and Amagami Sister would have benefited from just being single core shows.
Yeah, it's kind of a risk to do the 12, like especially like you
I
have to be
feel
pretty
like
confident.
People
to
are
do the
watching
24.
Amagami Sister. I feel
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that one's worth continuing. But this one, nobody's.
The only reason I say Amagami Sister is because Quince was one, like it was single core.
I feel like people also have like more of a tolerance. Like I genuinely feel like if with ecchi harem shows like that, people will just watch no matter what. There's
Put it
like
on mute.
the fans of those genres, yeah, like they'll watch it on mute. Like they'll watch it just I'm watching it no matter what because they just enjoy it. Like it's a fun time, right? Whereas something like this, if the comedy doesn't land, what else does it have going on?
Yeah.
Right. So Jay dropped it. Mike, me.
Not even no. Yeah, I wouldn't even. I beyond dropped it. I didn't.
If
even
you're like
start
that super niche person that's just looking for something out there that's kind of like Iruma-kun, I suppose. But like that's like 0.1% of the anime community at this point.
Yeah.
Once we finish recording this episode, I'm gonna go watch the first episode and then drop it. Just to drop it, you know.
Cole's gonna come back and he's like, "This is like my favorite show."
This was really good. It's my
Why is nobody
favorite
talking
show.
about this?
Okay, so that's all of the continuing shows.
Yeah.
Shows that went on a break, shows that continued from last season. What about shows that are returning? So season 2, season 3, season 2, season Science Future.
Excuse me?
What?
Let's kick it off with, is this the most anticipated show next season?
Solo Leveling? Season
Solo
2?
Leveling Season 2, Arise from Shadow.
Yes.
Now, I'm putting on my hater pants.
You've never taken them off, to be fair.
To be fair, I've watched the first. Listen, not to relitigate something, but this show had the worst first episode that completely lost me. I watched the first episode and I was just like, I'm not into this at all. And then apparently it gets good, but it lost me. And
yeah, I would agree.
Guys,
it had the misfortune of starting kind of. It really would have benefited from having an hour-long episode, honestly, from the first season. But I feel like it ended really, really strong and at a really good point.
Says. Yeah.
And I haven't read this one. I've read like basically up to where the first season ends. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen this second season. But I do see we get more of the blonde girl who seems like a good character. Seems very interesting. It seems like we're setting up for some cool stuff in the second season.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jay,
As-
are you a
someone
current
who's
manga?
think he's
No, I read a little bit of the light novel or of the novel,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
I've read past like probably where season 2 is gonna go, and like it's fine. I'm not a big fan of solo leveling, so like I mean,
Okay.
take this however you will,
Mhm.
but
They will take it not nicely.
Yes.
People
um,
don't like us dissing
but,
their
like,
favorite shows.
it's probably going to be more solo leveling. Like if
Yeah.
you weren't a fan of solo leveling, season 2 is not going to turn anything around for you.
Mm.
But I think if you're in for hype fights, you're gonna get that this season. There's
That's
gonna be
what
some
that's what
pretty
it kind of
cool
feels
fights.
like. Just hype
Yeah.
fights with good animation and like cool powers and abilities and kind
Mhm.
of like a cool power system. It says in this season he is battling humanity's toughest foes to save his mother. If that rings any bells for you, Jay?
Yeah,
Okay.
to save his mother.
Yeah.
This show.
Yeah.
Look, man, I don't want to get too much into the weeds with soul leveling, but a lot of the character motivations are there when they're convenient for the plot.
That is a lot of anime, to be fair.
Okay.
But
I
yeah,
didn't even know he had a mother.
this one
Does.
also might end up
She's
having
sick when she needs to be. Anyway,
yeah.
sorry.
when he needs a motivation, she's there.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
when he doesn't need her, back in the box. Put her back in the closet.
Yeah, get back in the basement.
I just want to say though, this probably is going to have either the OP or the ED of the season for me. I have a pretty good feeling about that because for the OP they got Lisa, my girl Lisa,
Mhm.
great, featuring Felix from Stray Kids,
Mm.
pretty good, pretty great start there. And then the other thing is the ED actually has TK from Ling Tosite Sigure, also known as the guy who did Unravel.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard it, and I'm like, in the trailer, I'm like, oh hell yeah, it's the Unravel guy. And
Yeah.
it's a
He
good
also
song too.
he did the OP for Psychopaths as well, Mike.
Did he?
Yeah, you should watch
Oh.
Psychopaths.
I've watched the first season. It was kind of okay.
You're kind of okay. You know what else
I
is
know.
kind of okay?
Tell me.
What's
Tell me
that?
what's kind of okay.
Not Apothecary Diaries season 2.
Oh, no, that's
that
great.
is good.
Oh, obviously, soul leveling will be on Crunchyroll if we haven't. Said
Oh
that
yes,
already.
Jay knows where things are. Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Jay
also
does
in the
know it.
doc that we're using.
No,
Who
no,
can read?
I don't read that part.
Yeah,
That's
who
a
can
Jay
read?
exclusive. Yeah.
I can read Apothecary Diaries season 2. Yeah, hell yeah, brother, let's go.
Yes.
Mao Mao, best girl of the season. I love it.
Mhm.
yeah, let's go.
Maybe, possibly. Yeah.
100%.
Pretty close. Yeah.
It's Mao Mao. Mao Mao's
I
great.
know it's Mao Mao.
And
Mao Mao's
I found there's a new show that's coming out this season, and we'll talk about it in the second half.
Mhm.
I found Apothecary Diaries did what this other show is setting out to do, like, Mao Mao's kind of solving mysteries and stuff like that. But it's something about it is just more compelling. I like Mao Mao as a character. I like all of the shenanigans that are happening in the palace, all the palace intrigue, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm hyped for this one. If this was available to be drafted in our draft, this would have been my
for
number
sure.
one pick.
Yeah. This is probably this is going to be one of the best shows of the season because it just looks like it continues from where season 1, like we were saying with Shangri-La Frontier, it just looks like more of season 1, which is a great thing. And I think it's already I think it's confirmed to be 2 core as well too, so it's going to continue into summer, which is kind of a godsend because usually summer is kind of a weaker season.
Spring.
So like it's great to have this continuing for half a year. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I'm happy. We're eating good. Jay, did you watch the first season?
I watched a bit of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not enough apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what to
Well,
say.
you know what else
Everybody-
I didn't watch enough of, apparently?
What's that?
Dr. Stone Science Future.
You're right. You're damn right. You didn't watch enough of Dr. Stone.
I watched
season
enough
1,
of that.
2,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, I think I actually did watch enough of that.
You guys are mean to me. I will go off on my little rant here because I flippin' love Dr. Stone. And I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about this series, but like I've read the whole manga. It's great. They've announced that this is going to be the final season of Dr. Stone, and thankfully it's 2 core.
Oh,
but like I feel like shut the hell up.
Finally, Mike can shut up about Dr. Stone. Holy crap.
No, it's gonna take a break and it's gonna come back in fall for the finale. But I'm excited or no, I think summer for the finale.
It's even worse.
Even better. I'm excited because it's going into, we're basically in this arc, we're gonna meet Senku's it's like evil Senku basically is this other scientist guy, and they have basically
hair.
No, he has gray hair, but
Does
he
he
has
say
fingers.
negative 1 billion%?
I can't remember what his catchphrase is, honestly. I don't know. He's funny. And we get Tsukasa back, which is great. I am hyped for this. They go to America. They go to Corn City. They have to build a rocket to the moon. You know how it's normal shonen things. It's what you do.
Yeah, it's what you do.
And I'm excited for it. It's going to be airing on Crunchyroll, obviously, where it always does. And I'm going to be here for it. You guys will not be. But that's okay. You're not invited anyway. We're having a party. We're going to the moon. We're going to figure out what Y-Man is. Okay?
Why do I want to go to the moon?
Really don't. I want to go to the moon, but I really don't appreciate you not inviting me.
Well, you were invited, and like as I was sending the invite to putting in the mailbox, you dropped this slander, took it out, put it right in the shredder. Yeah, took the invite out. Yeah.
You know what? I take it back. I take it all back, Mike.
Yeah.
Cool.
I will
just
be
crash
there.
the party. And
I will be there
my-
for Dr.
Can
Stone's
you give me
science
my
future.
invitation, please?
Cool. Just
No,
crash the party. Be a rebel.
Yeah.
Jay,
Yeah,
shut
come on,
up.
stick it to the man.
Fine.
No, I'm
whatever.
excited for this. But I know you guys aren't, so I'm not going to make us talk about it too much longer. People who are watching Dr. Stone at this point, you're going to continue watching Dr. Stone, and I'm here for it. Yeah.
You know what?
It does get
you
a
know
little
what is
crazy.
coming back? That's
crazy.
actually
I was about
really
to-
hype.
Yeah.
I was about to...
What's that, Jay?
I'm the host.
No, I acknowledge Jay. Jay, what are you excited for that's
Okay.
really hype that's coming back?
Acknowledge
Jay.
100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. Season 2. We're back, baby.
Worse girlfriend. Too many
No,
girls.
better
Incorrect.
girlfriend.
This is harem trash, but like also kind of good because it's like fully aware that it's harem trash. It's in on the joke.
This is like satire on the harem genre, and it's just like peak that. They look at the harem idea and they go like, okay, how can we make the harem itself super ridiculous? I know. Let's give this guy 100 girls in his harem.
Yeah, let's make every part of this ridiculous, and then it's like, this is great. It's so ridiculous. It's awesome.
And
It's
what else is stupid about harems? Oh, I know. How quickly all the characters fall in love with each other for no reason. Okay, so the moment he sees the girl, he'll just like immediately fall in love with her, and she'll immediately fall in love with him. Perfect.
Yep.
It's so stupid for the best reasons.
Yep.
And like, yeah, if you're looking for just the most ridiculous harem trash ever to be put on screen, this is that. Go watch it. It's streaming on Crunchyroll, and it's amazing. It's super funny.
It's a lot of fun, and we get, I forget what the tropes are, but Cole, we do get a sporty girl in this season with short hair, which is something I know you're quite fond
There's
of.
100 girls. Of course
I know,
we do.
but it's like 100, it's all 100 of the possible girl tropes, like the waifu tropes you get, and it's good.
Now,
it's
let
funny.
me be clear. Mask off.
Now, let me be clear.
No, let me be clear. I've got nothing against this show. What I've seen,
Cole has
it is
everything against
genuinely
the show.
funny.
He hates it. He plays. This is the mask on
okay.
situation.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I'm trying to be earnest. You know what? I do hate it just because of that comment. Never mind. I hate this show.
There's Cole. Now he's back.
Let's talk about My Happy Marriage season 2. Now Mike and I both watched the first season.
Yeah, and I watched
so.
the OVA that came out pretty recently. If you haven't watched there's an OVA that just recently came out that's pretty good too.
I haven't watched the OVA.
Single
I think
20-minute episode. Yeah.
I think just going off of that, Mike's probably higher on this one than I am.
Okay. Go off,
I
King.
liked the first season. It just, I think I don't know. I'm not clamoring for a season 2 personally.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was good.
I think
And
Mike's
I'm
wife is
fine.
looking forward to this show.
I think Jay has hit the nail on the head. I believe. This is when I honestly, my opinions of this one are similar to Cole's. It's good.
Mhm.
I felt like it was, again, I'm not the hugest romance guy, and this is definitely more of a shoujo than it is anything else.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting, and I thought the power system, by having like a bit of a power system to me, saved it a little bit. Otherwise, it'd be, because I don't really like characters who are very like cool, and I don't mean like Shikamori cool, like wearing sunglasses and leather jackets. I mean like they just kind of like talk quietly to each other, and
Kudere.
Like Kudere.
it's two kudereis interacting with each other, which just sounds like hell to me. And it's
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
it's
What are you talking about?
it's good though. I have to admit it is good. And once like the whole like kind of family dynamic with like the government and all that stuff kind of happened, it got more interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I am excited for a season 2, but I don't feel like I needed it either.
Yeah.
To agree with Cole.
Yeah. But you,
But people
to
who-
be clear, you will be watching this.
I don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is
So-
this is the second duct tape show.
Yeah. Are there
Yeah.
shows that you force her to watch, or is it just
No,
mostly
she just
Didn't-
leaves. The
Didn't
duct
you
tape doesn't
force her
stick
to watch MF Ghost.
No, I forced her to watch a clip of it, and she was like, "Okay."
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm
Man, what
I
a
put
what
my
a
hand on your
lopsided
shoulder.
marriage.
Actually,
Only
to
one
answer your
side.
question, I recently found out that I sort of basically forced her to watch like up to part 6 of JoJo's,
Mm.
and then we were
Mhm.
watching Stone Ocean, and then she's like not paying attention. I'm like, "Are you not interested in this?" And she's like, "Yeah, I haven't really liked it since like season 3."
Oh my god.
And I'm like, "You made me you watched like 50 episodes?" It's like, "No, that's more than that. Like a lot of episodes of something you didn't like."
Tell
And then
me
she's like,
when you don't like something, woman.
yeah, that's what I got
you
mad
can
at her. I'm
leave.
like, you can tell me. I'll watch it on my own. That's fine. Anyway.
Well, that's
Yeah.
nice. So she is supportive of you. That's good.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Unknowingly,
enough to s-
you duct taped her
yeah,
to the chair.
yeah.
She sat
Anyway,
in the chair of her own free will.
She
Very
duct
fitting that
taped
this came up
herself
during-
and blamed you.
very
Yeah.
fitting this came up in the My Happy Marriage discussion. Anyway, moving on. Watch that one on Netflix. It's in
Netflix,
Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. Great platform. Maybe not for anime, but
Yeah. Next up, we've got Toilet Bound Hanako-kun season 2. Now, I am looking forward to this one. I liked the first season of Hanako-kun. We reviewed it. Go back,
We
watch
did.
a review of it.
Mhm, this
And
is
you'll
true.
find out that I am alone? Question mark? I don't quite remember how you guys felt about it.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this show.
neither am I. Yeah.
Yeah,
So Jay,
okay.
Yo,
let's unite in hating this show as Cole hated all of our shows.
true.
But I want Cole to go off first. I want Cole to
Yeah,
gush first.
yeah.
And then
Oh,
we can
I'm
go
not
Cole,
on.
good at
build the
going
tower
off.
so we can knock it down.
That's right.
I'm not good at going off. I just enjoyed it. I found the mystery aspect of it good. I like the art style of it. Yeah, I don't know. It was just a unique show.
I agree. And it seems like I watched the trailer, and it seems like it's setting up for kind of a interesting premise with like these time controlling ghosts or whatever,
Mhm.
time controlling spirits, whatever they
yeah.
are. Seemed interesting at least.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
not a huge fan of like the what I called Monogatari vibe, but for babies is what I'd call it. I don't know. It didn't do it for me, but I,
I
can
don't
see
know.
people
Even a
would be excited
Monogatari
this.
for babies is still that's good baby that's quality baby programming.
Mhm.
I think for me, I just hate the direction of this show. It's the same director as as Shy, and I didn't
Mhm.
like the direction for Shy.
okay.
It just like the overuse of picture in picture, just kind of, it's not it, man.
It's like Ang Lee's Hulk. It's an acquired taste. I appreciate what they were going for, I think.
Mm.
The picture in picture, you want to make it look like a manga panel, and it's like,
Yeah, but
okay,
I could just read the manga if you're gonna do that.
all right.
I wasn't as hurt by that. I feel like it was. I appreciate when it kind of goes like in this unique art, like Cole said, it was trying to emulate reading the manga a little bit because
I'm not gonna poop.
you can take it or leave it. You can take it or leave
It's
it.
yeah. Some people like it, some people
Yeah.
don't, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I think I appreciate the swing, and Jay's like, why are you swinging at that? Don't swing
Yeah.
at that. takes the
don't
ball.
do that.
And I'm like, no, go for the fences.
That's right.
I'm happy
Correct.
for the people who like Hanako-kun are finally
Yes.
getting more.
There's a lot of people who are really excited about this one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think we said, if you just to summarize our review, if you wanted to, it's for some people, and I think you'll know by a couple episodes in, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So just watch a couple episodes of the first season. If you like it,
Yeah. And where is this one airing, Cole? This is on Crunchyroll. Thank you, Cole. You're welcome, Cole.
good job, Cole.
Let's talk about, I don't even know how to say this one.
Grisaia.
Grisaia.
Phantom Trigger. I only wanted to bring this up because this is Shaft, right? No, it's not Shaft. But it looks like Shaft. We're even getting full on head tilts. Character designs are Shaftian. I've said it before. Some shows look like Shaft shows. What was that one vampire show that you liked, Jay?
Oh, Case Study of Vanitas?
Yes, Case Study of Vanitas, Call of the Night. They look like Shaft shows. This looks like Shaft more than any of those other shows. I don't know if it's good. I don't know anything about it. I've never watched any of this. I just wanted to comment on it.
I watched the
if I see
first
Shaft,
season.
I go, ooh. Mm-hmm.
It was good up until like the last third of the show.
Okay.
So, and it made me not want to watch the second season.
Okay.
So,
and I'm not gonna watch this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it.
You just wanted to talk about it.
I just wanted to comment on that. It's funny, like, you can't do that, you know? You can't go to another studio and just make a Shaft show. I know you can, but like,
I mean,
the head
literally
tilts,
they did it. Yeah,
I know, but like the head tilts and stuff like that, that's like a signature of Shaft stuff, and no one else does it. And I don't know. I'm just defending Shaft, I guess. I don't know why. It's not like
just riding that shaft. I get it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not watching this. But if you want to watch it, it's on Crunchyroll. Is that the name of the show, Mike? Skate?
No, it's not. I just said I quickly added a little audible to the end here, and Jay hopefully knows where it's airing, but I'm sure it's Crunchyroll. Skate the Infinity has an OVA coming out in this season. Finally, we're getting more Skate. I just wanted to quickly say, like, Skate, the first one's a lot of fun. It's kind of boys lovey, kind of fun silliness. If you like Yuri on Ice, you'll enjoy Skate, except it's like even more ridiculous because they're skateboarding and like having battles and like punching each other in the face while they're skating and like throwing, like basically doing things that are just so very anime. Yeah,
the characters
I'm excited
in
for this.
Are super colorful.
Yes,
I haven't watched Skate, but I just remember thinking like, that's Char. Like one of those characters is just Char Aznable.
Pretty well, yeah.
Yeah.
It has the dub for the first season is great too. It has a line that I like to use where there's one of the characters, I think it's the bad guy, Adam. He was addressing like a bunch of people and he's like, bitches, bros, and non-binary hoes. And I just thought that was just such a hilarious dub line. Yeah, it's good. But yes, there's one OVA coming out, and I think they've said a season 2 will follow sometime later this year. So Skate fans unite. Skate fans unite.
It'll be going to theaters in Japan, so we're not getting it.
Well, we'll get it eventually.
We'll get it eventually.
We'll get it eventually, just not this season.
Hold on, let me just say something real quick.
Here we go. Cole's got his soapbox out.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just put this soapbox down.
Yeah.
Here.
Hold on, I'll get on mine too.
There we go. Okay. Okay. So the OVA is coming out in Japan.
Came to play.
No, he's a Russian gangster.
Yeah.
In his Adidas tracksuit. The OVA is coming out in Japan. We'll get it in like 2 months. I think we've gotten past the point of being like, we're not getting this for like a year. Like, not saying that that's what you said. I just see people saying that all the time online, and it's not as bad as it used to be. We'll get it.
It says
soon.
home video release on 03/19/2025.
Yeah.
So yeah, March we'll get it.
Yeah, we'll probably get it on
home video in Japan.
No, but it'll
come.
go to Crunchyroll or something.
It'll go
around
to
the same
Crunchyroll.
time. There's a movie coming out in January that we didn't touch on, but that music one. Shoot, I didn't write it down. The colors.
Guess we can't talk about it then.
Yeah,
Colors
the
Within
music's
or
swelling.
something like
Oh
that?
God.
Oh no,
Okay,
sorry,
I guess
Cole.
I was gonna ask if you guys wanted to go, but I'll go by myself.
Oh,
Okay,
the Colors
let's-
Within. Yeah.
No,
let's
we're
go.
not talking about it. I'm going by myself.
The Colors Within. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
go to see what Colors Within. No, I'm kidding.
No, it looks
I
good.
have no idea. I can't see a movie. I have a baby.
Well, don't. The baby doesn't. The baby's not invited. You are.
Oh, that's rude. That's so
Yeah,
rude.
well, I mean, she's a baby. Just not understand.
That's true.
6. Yeah, that looks cool. It's coming out in
Does look
January. I
good.
just wanted to maybe just touch on it real quick. Let's talk about new stuff in the second half.
Yeah, we'll talk about all those
We've got our draft. We're
non-continuous
gonna kind of reveal the draft in a weird, quirky way. We'll see how this works out. But it should be fun. So
If you want to
look
listen to
forward
the
that.
full draft, it's over on Patreon. It came out last Thursday.
Yeah, came out on Thursday. Let's take an
Break.
break.
Hey, you.
Me?
Yeah, kid. You. Do you have a craving for snacks straight from Japan?
I guess so.
And would you like those snacks delivered straight to your doorstep every month?
Sure. What are you doing in my house?
Well, do I have the product for you? Introducing TokyoTreat. TokyoTreat is a fun, exclusive Japanese snack box featuring exciting and unique flavors straight from Japan, such as beverages, Kit Kat flavors, ramen, candy, and many, many more treats for a limited time.
Dad, some weird guy came down the chimney and is now promoting some cool Japanese snack box.
This month's theme is Very Merry Snackmas. 'Tis the season for snacking. This month, TokyoTreat is bringing festive cheer with a limited edition holiday box packed with sweet Japanese treats and wonderful winter delights. From unique seasonal flavors to classic holiday favorites, this box captures the magic of Japan during the holidays. Treat yourself or share the joy with loved ones and have a very merry snackmas. My favorite snack from this box was the mistletoe mochi donut gummies. Japanese gummies are always great, and these still manage to blow me away with its rich strawberry flavor and soft gummy texture. Definitely a highlight for me. Oh, that sounds like the deal alert, because we're also offering a box from Sakurako. Sakurako is a monthly Japanese artisan snack box that supports local Japanese snack makers. Each Sakurako box comes with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisanal Japanese snacks, including Japanese teas and special Japanese tableware. This month's theme is Holidays in Hokkaido. Sakurako invites you to celebrate the holidays in the snowy landscapes of Japan's northern prefecture, Hokkaido. Delight in rich, smooth, and artisanal treats and teas, each capturing the warmth and essence of Hokkaido's winter season. Experience the renowned flavors of this magical region in our exclusive winter holiday box. My favorite snack here was the Hokkaido Milk Danish, a delicious, light, and fluffy pastry that tasted like it came straight from a Japanese bakery. It was awesome. But that's not all. TokyoTreat and Sakurako make a great gift for a friend or a family member, especially if you want a delicious treat to ring in the new year. Unfortunately, due to the Canada Post strike, we received our box late, so please look forward to later this month where we will present all the exciting treats you can find in this month's box. But if you just can't wait, head over to our link in the description and use code AniPro for $5 off your first box.
Sir, you're under arrest for unlawful breaking and entering.
I get what you mean. With prices like these, they're almost a steal. Once again, use code AniPro after clicking the link in the description for $5 off your first box. Wait, hold on. What's going on? While I deal with this odd situation, please enjoy the rest of your regularly scheduled programming. Let's get it started.
Oh, let's get it started.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now Cole, say it in the original version. So we'll start the episode.
You trying to cancel me?
Yeah.
I'm uncancelable.
After that crap pulled in the first half, let's cancel Cole this episode.
Hashtag cancel Cole.
Let me just let me just
Cancel Cole.
welcome back to AniPro. And let me just say, if you are selling something on Facebook Marketplace and I send you a message saying, hey, is this still available? And then 2 days later, I get no response. So then I say, hey, just following up on my last message. And then I see that you saw my message, but you still don't respond. I think you should be locked up in prison and the key thrown away. That is unacceptable. Do you want to sell your product or not? What's going on? That's not cool.
Mm-hmm.
Not cool.
Yeah. I in general, I think that communication and being like very people don't respect communication enough is what I'll say. And I think just even sending a simple yes or no in that situation, just not being a lazy sack of crap and actually just saying, yeah, sorry, it's someone it's spoken for, or no.
Or like if you're busy, right, just say like, hey, I saw your message. I'll get back to you in a moment.
Yeah. And I know people do get upset because they're like, if the ad's up, it's still available. It's like, yeah, but you got to ask because there's lots of idiots out there that just leave things up forever.
Yeah. And like the posting is still up to this day. I posted him initially 6 days ago. Yeah. And it's still up. It's still up.
I'm curious.
A chorus pedal. A Boss CE3. 1980s.
Ooh, very nice.
Chorus. Yes. It was for
living
sale.
out your 80s hair rock.
80s
glam
rock
metal
star. Yeah.
80s rock
but
star
I
dream.
mean, hey, like if he's not going to sell it, I'll find something else to buy then.
I guess so, yeah.
Like, come on, dude. What the heck?
Yeah.
Anyway, we got lots of shows to talk about, so
We do.
thank you for indulging my ranting and raving.
Thank you for volunteering it.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your hurt feelings in this safe space.
We accept your grievance into our hearts.
Mhm.
That's right.
You're a couple episodes late though.
Yeah, it is a little late for the airing of grievances, but it's a recent grievance.
It's the AniPro way, though. We we end the year with grievances, and then they just built like sometimes you got to start the year with grievances too. You know?
Yeah. What am I going to hold on to this one for a whole year?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No way.
Anyway, we're going to talk about all of the shows that we drafted in order
And
of
more.
And more, of course. In order of popularity. So basically, we're going to say the show, and then we're going to reveal when it was picked. So you'll kind of fill in the draft on your own that way. It'll be an interesting experiment here.
There's going to be, if you're watching on YouTube, there's going to be a little graphic in the corner. No, there's not. Mine's not doing that.
Once we go through all the shows that we drafted, we're going to talk about some of the shows that we didn't draft as well. But we'll go a bit more in depth into the shows that we did draft, of course, because we drafted them. We're looking forward to them.
Yeah.
So let's kick things off with the most popular new show of the season, or most anticipated new show of the season, and that is Sakamoto Days. This was drafted. I can say for certain this was drafted. Now, if only
it was by me in the third round.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah, and it's going to be available on Netflix. And I think the reason why this is the most popular show is more so just the source material is like a known thing. Like people know what this is. They kind of know what they're getting. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be like in the running for like anime of the year from my impressions of it, which is why it fell to the third round, which I think Cole made the comment during our draft of like, wow, look at us, like pretentious bastards, like leaving the most anticipated show, letting it fall this late. And frankly, the reason why it fell so late is because I knew neither of you guys were going to take it, probably, period.
Yeah.
So like I was just like, I'll take it. I'll happily take it in the third. It's just, I wasn't a huge fan of the source material, but I thought it had potential as an anime. So I could see like the comedic bits and like the action of it transcending really well to the screen, honestly. And one thing that I feel like the trailer, when I watched it the first time, kind of quote unquote whelmed me. And I watched it again just this morning and I was like, you know what? It looks better than I thought it did when I first watched it. So I'm maybe more excited now that I've drafted it.
It looks fine. I'm just not interested, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it's just not for me, I think.
Yeah, I get that. It's people compare it a lot to this one movie franchise. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it stars Keanu Reeves, about him going around
yeah.
being a cool assassin guy, killing a lot of dudes.
Sure.
Called John
I mean,
Wick.
yeah, like it's
Maybe-
like John
maybe you've
Wick
heard of
in the
it.
most surface level way, like the fact
Yeah,
that he's like a former assassin.
I guess
Mhm.
I guess we really should, since these are new shows, we really should say, if we know what they're about, we should say what they're about to the people, I guess. And like, yeah, basically this guy, he works at a convenience store and he is like a retired assassin and he just wants to live a simple life, just kind of like John Wick. But then like hilarious circumstances and less hilarious circumstances kind of pull him back into being this like John Wick, like mega awesome assassin type dude,
Mhm.
complete with like when he's in like, oh, I'm just a happy dad, basically mode. He's like this chubby, like basically harmless looking dude. And then when he gets serious, he basically goes like, he's Fat Gum from My Hero Academia fused with John Wick is basically what this is.
Yeah.
And yeah, it
And-
looks, go ahead, Jay.
I think this manga's claim to fame is how cool the action panels look.
Mhm.
Because like the fights look dynamic and it looks easy to follow with how it's drawn. And I
Yeah.
think that is what people are drawn to, because like a lot of the time shonen fans will shonen battle manga fans will look at the fights and be like, "Oh, this fight looks awesome, me likey," and not even think about like plot or characters or anything. Just
Like the plot's not bad. It's just, I just can't think of anything that the manga did that was outstanding. But I think maybe in anime form it could work better.
I think this because I think like the fights are the coolest part about this manga.
Mhm.
I think like whether or not the Sakuga actually goes off is the determinant on whether this manga or this anime does well or not.
Yeah. And the studio's TMS Entertainment, who you know for doing Blue Box this last season and I guess this season. And then they have a lot of stuff. They're also doing Dr. Stone apparently. So
Yeah,
there's a lot
it's a big
going on.
studio. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
It's kind
big.
of a unsung studio. They do lots of stuff.
Yeah.
So this is based on a manga, like you said.
Yeah.
I'm meh on it.
I suspect you'll see a lot. Cole will, as he said in the first half, where he
Mhm.
watches things from the sidelines, because he'll watch clips of
Yeah.
this on Twitter and say, "Yeah, it looked funny. There was funny clips," but he just probably, I think a lot of people are going to watch it that way, where they're going to see a funny clip or two, and
Yeah.
maybe that'll
Mhm.
let them get into it. But yeah, I think it'll be good.
I think it'll be popular for sure.
Yeah.
I will see
100%.
it
Definitely.
from my
Yeah.
sideline. Next show up we've got is the next most popular show that was drafted, and that is I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. Now this was drafted by me, also in the third round. Look at us, pretentious people.
Drafting the popular stuff in round 3.
in round 3.
Kind of a peek behind the curtain. I think we're all figured out that like the most popular shows, you need to take the ones that you're worried that someone else is going to take in the first couple rounds. Is probably the real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I did a little bit of research into this one, so it's based on a light novel. It's sitting at a 65% for the light novel. It also has a manga adaptation, which is sitting at a very nice 69%.
Oh,
Very
nice.
fitting.
The director, this looks like it's his debut as a director, which is interesting. So that could go one of two ways. This is from studio. 2 studios are listed, so I'm not quite sure who's doing the actual animating on it. We've got Studio Gokumi and Studio Axes. And they've also worked together, so I'm assuming they're affiliated in some way. Reborn as a Vending Machine. Mike, remember that show?
Yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm looking at their previous work.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I don't know. It's another arranged marriage show. It's basically the main character is like it comes from a well-off family, and he's got this girl in class that he doesn't like, and as the title says, they're having an arranged marriage, and hijinks ensue. I don't know. It's not breaking any molds, but it looks like it could be fun, I think.
Could be cute.
It looks very girlfriend to me again, like that very it's like very typical, like here's a harem, but you know who's going to win the harem. I guess Rent a Girlfriend would be the better comparison. You know who the main girl is, but there's still the harem aspect. And it looks fun. It does look fun.
It feels like Nisekoi to me, where like it starts off with like a couple and they're forced into this to act like a couple or be a couple by their families, and then but like they don't like each other, and then there's a harem on top of that.
Yeah. And then guess what?
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say they slowly start to like each other.
They do, even in the trailer. Yeah, even in the trailer, they start to like each other by the end.
And then just to round this one off, it's airing starting January 3rd. Crunchyroll, you can watch it if you're so inclined.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this one, actually.
Good character designs in this one, too.
Yeah, it looks clean.
Yeah.
It looks tidy. Nothing to complain about there. So the only thing I'm unsure about would be like how the direction's going to go and how the story is, I guess. But I mean, the light novel isn't like sneezed at, it's sitting at 65, which isn't great, but it's not terrible either. So,
right.
Next up, we've got one I am looking forward to. Unfortunately, I didn't get to draft it. It is, I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. Now, who drafted this and when did they draft it?
That would be me, and I drafted in the second. And frankly, this one is like, it just feels like my show of the season where I'm going to like really enjoy it. And it's just going to be like a little messy, not the best thing ever, but like Cloverworks is bad is like still a pretty high bar. So I feel pretty good about this. It's going to be airing on Crunchyroll. And basically the premise is this girl works at a like your typical fantasy guild for adventurers. And she just like, she thought it was going to be such like a cushy job, but then it turns out that she like has to work a ton of overtime because like adventurers always like, they're like, there's this one boss who like makes them always get back late, and she always has to like file paperwork and all sorts of stuff on overtime. And eventually she's like, that's it. I've had enough. I want to get home and just I don't want to work anymore. So I'm just going to go take out the boss myself. And then she like basically gets like super famous, and then she gets kind of in trouble because she's technically not allowed to work she's not allowed to do adventures as the Adventurers Guild person. It just looks like kind of a cute, fun action romp, kind of. It just seems, I don't know. It has a cute girl doing cute things with like a cool fantasy world. Goblin Slayer, but not dark and gritty, but just silly and cute and fun. Yeah.
I think the show, I can't remember if it was this show or a different show you drafted, but you compared this to Reincarnated as a Sword, I think.
It felt a little bit like that.
It's kind of scratching that itch. And like, I think this show looks really good. The animation looks good. It doesn't look janky at all. Like Cloverworks brings it. And I feel like they're going to bring it with this one too. Jay, what were your impressions of what we've seen so far?
Honestly a little mixed on this show. I think like it could be good. It could also just kind of be one of those shows that falls by the wayside. So like I'm not 100% sure how it's going to perform. But it does look fun, and I'll give you guys that. But we'll see. That's kind of the approach I have to this show, is like we'll see. And I feel like there are a lot of shows like that this season.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you. It looks fun, but I think that there are a few flags here. Like the director is not very proven. It just there's enough to make you kind of second guess it, which is why it ended up in the second for me.
But like again,
round.
like there is a lot to this premise that seems really interesting. So like
I was gonna say the premise is actually, you'd think wouldn't be very unique, but it kind of is. Like I wouldn't think of something like this. It's clever.
Yeah, it's a clever spin on like the fantasy world genre, I guess.
It's not an isekai either.
It's not an isekai. Yeah.
I don't know, this fantasy world that like Japan has built with adventurers guilds and stuff like that, and like, okay, well now let's look at it from like the guild's perspective, an employee of the guild. It's clever.
I do enjoy when you like get basically like someone who took the time to like think long and hard about a part of the world that most people would never even, like Cole said, like you'd never think, yeah, I bet you the guild lady probably works a lot of overtime because people are coming in at all times, right? And then like you just would never think of that. It seems interesting, and like Cole said, I'm also a sucker for like the office worker who's just like, I just want to go home.
Oh, that's what I said yesterday too. Was this trend lately in anime of like, office worker premises based around office workers and how
Who hate their job.
And it's because like
It's me for real.
For me, for real, and like a good chunk of anime watchers are adults now, and
It's the new power fantasy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What if I was an office worker?
What if I could like quit my job
cool?
and just do awesome things?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. It will be on Crunchyroll, and I'll be watching it, and maybe you'll watch it with me. We'll find out.
Yeah.
What else we got to talk about, boys?
We've got another one here. This one is pretty anticipated. Jay mentioned this one to me a long time ago. Now, did Jay take it? It's called Zenshu. Jay, did you take this one?
I didn't. Someone else got it.
Someone else
first.
did. It wasn't me. So
now, let me be clear. I took this one in the first round. When I say I took it in the first round, you say, oh, well, obviously you took it first overall. So like no one else, like Jay didn't even have a chance and Cole didn't even have a chance to take this one. No, they both passed on it for things you'll see later. But this one is interesting. It's by Mappa. You know who Mappa is. You know, they're famous for overworking their animators. I think all animators are, just as my little soapbox I'm going to quickly step onto. I think all animators are probably overworked. It's not just Mappa. Off the soapbox now.
Sure, yeah.
It's basically about this like genius animator. They're just, okay, picture the person who came up with a script here. There's like an animator at this anime studio. They work way too hard, but they're actually like a genius. Like they're like the best animator ever, right? Like if they don't animate things will be crap unless they work super hard. Yeah. And they get isekai'd into their anime that they're making or their favorite anime. Frankly, I don't know which one it is.
It's their an anime they love that they're also working on.
Well,
so it's both.
Here's the thing. Like the description of this show and all of the trailers up to a certain point made it look like it was just about like animation.
Bakuman. Yeah.
And I was looking forward to that, and then something happened, and it made me.
I kind of have an opposite reaction to it.
You usually do.
You alluded to like, oh, did you not draft this because it turned out to be an isekai? And no, I actually like the isekai part actually interests me more because of the second trailer.
Okay.
Yeah, it was weird. They put out a trailer for the anime that she was working on that she got isekai'd into.
Yeah, but trailer. Like the part that interests me is like they're like, this is a world with no hope where everyone goes to die and everyone wants to leave. Which like it's obvious what that means. It's obvious what that means. But like the fact that it's doing that idea in a fantasy world rather than like playing it super straight in a in a slice of life setting.
A little on the nose.
It's a little interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, if it was just I'm still like, I don't know, maybe I see isekai and I just kind of, unless it's like something cool.
I get that. It just like, it feels like this has something to say with that, which intrigues me.
When I was researching this one, I did see a lot of people saying the same thing as you, Cole, that they were super into it because they thought it was like basically like, oh, it's going to be like an anime about animators. That's cool. And I feel like that is a cool thing. And I think that's Don't Something Isaacin. I forget what it's called. Isn't that kind of about that? Where they make an anime? So go watch that if you want that.
Sure,
but this is about, there's anime like that. This one it's going to be interesting because it's kind of like a mixture of that with like a dark isekai genre done by Mappa, but it also has kind of like the reincarnated as a villainess, and like that like all that things are going to go bad and you're trying to like figure out a way out of the bad situation. And that all kind of seems like it'll be a cool, at the very least it's going to be a cool concept. And I think she's probably going to get some kind of superpower, if I had to guess, where she can like draw things in this isekai world.
Now let me be clear.
Okay.
I will watch this. I just I just wasn't hyped enough to like draft it, you know?
Yeah.
I see.
It's on like it's at like the bottom of my priorities list.
For me, like it was something I was looking forward to for sure, and I'm still looking forward to it. The only reason I didn't draft it is because like it's an original, and originals could always go both ways. Like last time I drafted a Mappa show was Buchigiri, and that didn't do that well.
Yeah.
So like
Mappa does not have excellent track record with their originals, to be fair.
Yeah. I think like they only have one big one, that's Yuri on Ice.
Pretty well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be good.
We'll see. We're going to find out.
We'll
I will find out. I'll be watching this one on Crunchyroll. I'm sure it'll be it just feels like it's going to be a big anime, but I don't know that it's going to be anything revolutionary. It just feels like it's going to be good to me. It's the vibe I get.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll be wrong and it'll be like fantastic, but we'll have to see.
Perhaps.
Also, my first two picks of the draft were people who hate their jobs, very interestingly. Like this person, I think she literally works herself to death, it looks like in the trailer. So, yeah.
Next up is, okay. Jay, you got to help me out with this name. I always got a tough time. Medaka? Medaka?
Medaka Kuroiwa.
Kuroiwa is impervious to my charms. This was drafted in the 4th round by me, Cole. This is based on a manga, which incidentally is sitting at a 71% on AniList, which isn't too bad. I've read this manga. I enjoy this manga. I'm looking forward to this one. The note I took was, I read the manga. It good.
How much of the manga have you read, Cole?
I'm not quite current. I think I haven't read it in probably the last 6 months or so. So I've got a bit to go. But
did you get to the part where there's more than just the one girl?
Yeah. There's
okay.
Well, even in the trailer, there's like 4 girls.
Yeah.
And one of them is played. Oh, actually, no, she's not one of the love interests. But Kana Hanazawa's in this one, boys. Let's go.
There you go.
That's why you drafted it.
Yeah. So this one's from DMM Pictures, which I don't know if they've worked as like a primary studio a lot, but they have seemed to have worked on works with other studios. They worked on Rent-A-Girlfriend. They worked on Ya Boy Kong Ming, Aquatope on the White Sand. I think they did work on the more recent seasons of Fire Force as well. So, I mean, I'm not worried about it. The trailers look good as well. The only thing is everything kind of looks saturated in it in a weird way.
It looks weird. Like it did look strange. Like it seemed like they needed to turn up the contrast or something a little bit.
But I feel like that's an artistic choice. So,
I went into this one after reading the description where it said, like the first line of it is gorgeous from head to toe, the perfect figure. And it's just like, oh God, I see where this is going already. But then I watched the trailer and it's quite, I was worried it does seem like it has ecchi elements.
It does.
Like the ecchi romance type stuff, but it does definitely seem sweet. It seems sweeter than I thought it would be after watching the trailer.
It's, so the whole thing is the main character, her name is,
Mona?
Mona. And that's the girl Mike was talking about. She's like everybody idolizes her. But for some reason, the main character, Medaka Kuroiwa, is not interested in her. And she tries to do stuff to get him interested in her. And that's kind of the first episode will probably be the most ecchi stuff, which generally happens. Like
that's pretty normal. It draws people in for sure.
It draws people in and then it kind of finds its footing. But there's a reason why he's like that. He's training to become a monk. That's so he tries to like keep his distance from Mona. I think it's
the most interesting thing about the show for me is like it's from her perspective.
Yeah,
right?
She's the main
which
character.
like normally with these harem rom-com types, it's from the main guy's perspective, but no, it's
the main character is one of the
girls in the harem.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, that's true. I'm looking forward to this one. I hope it's not something I end up dropping. Do I got any other notes that I want to mention on this one? No, that's pretty much it. January 7th is when it starts. It's coming to Crunchyroll.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Alya a little bit. If you like those type of shows, Alya, Nagatoro.
Alya. Yeah. Not so much Nagatoro. It's not the step on me energy that I'm.
It's a little like very, very slightly like Takagi, a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess what I was trying to say is it's just in that genre of like, oh, the prettiest girl in school is just in love with this boy, the anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's I think it'll be popular. I hope it's popular.
I think it'll be there's like the fans of this type of show, and they come out for this type of show, and it looks pretty good, so it should be popular for sure.
Yeah.
Studio Synergy SP.
Ooh. Did I say that?
You said DMM Pictures, which is the producer. But they seem like the same thing. Like I clicked on both of them and they'd have the exact same works. So I don't know.
Maybe I just copied the wrong thing. Anyway, let's talk about Ubel Blatt. Super
Blatt.
anticipated anime.
Or Evil Blade.
Is that what it means?
Yeah, it means Evil Blade.
Yes. Jay, you seem to know a lot about this one. Why is that?
Yeah. So this is based on a manga that
it's because he drafted it in the 5th round.
Yeah,
I did.
Yep.
That's true. I guess I should mention that.
What's it about?
I did draft in the 5th round. But yeah, this is based on a manga that is, and I'm gonna put this in air quotes, legendary. And the reason I say that is because like it's a very like it's a classic manga, and a lot of people like compare it to things like Berserk and that, because like it's a dark fantasy world about revenge. And from what I've heard, a lot of people seem to say like the first like the first like I'm gonna say like 2/3 of the manga is good, and then like the last little bit sucks. But like I'm hoping the anime is on that first 2/3, so like I can be like, yeah, this is really good. The show's animation, Mike used a word that I think describes this show's production quality really well, and that's it's enough.
Now that could go either it's enough or that enough.
Yeah.
No, I think I meant it more in the first way, I think. Like,
I'm just saying you can interpret that as either.
Yeah.
We'll
but
see
like,
how it
like
goes.
it's enough.
What's it like about? Because I feel like I've heard, people like the manga for this. It's like a quote unquote legendary thing, but I haven't heard a single damn person tell me what the premise is here.
It's really funny because like I looked into it, and nobody really talks about like what the show's about.
It's really funny that you ask that. Here's what the anime did.
But anyway,
yeah.
So it's basically about this boy who he's on a tale of revenge. I don't really like know too much about it. I can read the synopsis on AniList, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's just a revenge story of a guy
in like a
wielding
dark fantasy world kind of.
It's tough because people keep Jay, you alluded to this. People compare this to Berserk, and like I feel like that there's some stuff you can compare it to, but there's some stuff where if you compare something to, say, Berserk, that makes me not want to watch this for some reason, because it's like, how dare you compare yourself to Berserk? Like there's certain things where it's like you can't reach that. I've never heard of this before now, and you're gonna tell me this is as good as Berserk?
I think comparing something to something else doesn't necessarily mean it's as good.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just that lizard part of my brain does that.
You just want to get mad, I think.
I want to get mad.
Yeah.
I think you want to hate. Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate
me. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think from what I see in the trailer, I feel like I know where they're going from with Berserk. But I think that they missed the mark, and it's just because they didn't watch what it's more like. I think it's more like, if from a couple seasons ago, Ragna Crimson is what I get the vibe of where it looks like it's animated, like I said, good, not great, and it just kind of seems like dark, edgy, but like Berserk has more to it. This just feels like it's dark and edgy just because dark and edgy is cool. It's the vibe I get. But
Yeah.
I think it's going to be kind of, it looks like it might be good, actually. I'm
I don't
not
know.
going to lie.
I hope I'm wrong. Like, I hope
Yeah,
I'm wrong. I
yeah.
never hope for something to be bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
at the same time, this manga is more, it's older. It came out in 2004. So, like, I think the comparisons to Berserk are more because something like Ragnar Crimson wasn't out yet.
Could be. Yep.
So it just kind of like, this is a seinen manga that has a dark fantasy setting like Berserk.
Oh, interesting. The studio Satelight, which is doing 3 shows this season, by the way, did one of a meme that we often bring up on this show. They animated the light novel that Jay loves called World End. What are you doing at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us?
What a pithy title.
What a title.
Yeah.
What a title. Other
Studio's
things they
also
did
done-
recently.
Yeah.
Terrified Teacher at Ghoul School.
Oh.
Help.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Elk, Black Summoner.
Black
A
Summoner.
bunch of Macross. Somali in the Forest Spirit.
That was okay.
I feel like people like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an okay one.
There's hints of goodness here. There's hints.
It could be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get too hung up on the studio because
Yeah.
they don't write
Yeah.
it.
But
Oh, they do.
yeah, if you like that like dark, edgy fantasy story, this will probably be up your alley.
Mhm.
And also if you have an Amazon account, because it's coming to Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Get your Amazon Prime fired up.
Amazon. Yeah. This is on the back burner as well. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll watch this.
Yeah, this is kind of like a there's a reason this was my 5th pick.
It feels like a wait and see to me. It feels like
Yeah.
let's see what people think of this one, but I'm not going to be the first guy into this one.
You know what though? I don't
Yeah.
think people are going to be talking about it because of the last thing Jay mentioned. It's on
What's
Amazon.
that?
It's on Amazon.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
It might rate higher then because the people who are watching it might like be the only
That's
people
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But you know what? At least it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
At least it's
Yeah.
airing somewhere.
That's true. Sounds like a hint at something. Next show we're going to talk about is I Have a Crush at Work, or Can You Keep a Secret, or whatever you want to call it. This one was drafted by me in the second round.
Cole got it.
I'm hyped for this show. This show looks
Yeah.
pretty good. It's based on a manga, 74%, which is quite good. I like the whole like secret identity. I said the whole secret identity concept of keeping their relationship under wraps at work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The source material is decently well rated as
I've
well.
read a
It's
little
from-
bit of the manga and I do like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw you dropped it though, so
I did. It's mainly because its release schedule on online on the 7 Seas was atrocious, and having to wait for it was not fun.
Oh, that hurt. That
when you
hurts.
see Jay drop
Yeah.
something, you could like intuitively
as-
you think okay, Jay doesn't
I know where
like
you're
this,
going with this.
but Jay reads everything. So
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
him to drop something, I mean Jay's probably dropped every manga ever written.
It's actually probably true. It's
This is from Studio Blade, who doesn't have a ton of stuff. Most recently, they did Hokkaido Gals Are Super Adorable, which is
Okay.
it was pretty well done.
Yeah.
The Mysterious Maid one with the weird, creepy concept of the maid who liked the little boy.
Oh
That was-
yeah.
but it looked fine.
Yeah.
Some things I noticed. The director did some work, didn't necessarily direct, but he did some work on ReZero, did some work on Steins Gate, Girls Last Tour. He was a key animator at Shaft. Monogatari
the
as
shaft
well.
continues.
There it is.
The shaft
Shaft's back.
continues.
We're back.
Now, everything about this looks like I'm gonna have a good time watching this. There couldn't possibly be a downside to this, could there?
Yeah.
Could there?
No.
Where are you going to watch this one? I feel like you've left that out of the loop a little bit. Usually we've said where things are airing because we
Well,
have
funny-
this secret document where we know everything airs.
Funny
Where's this
you
one at?
ask. We don't know where this is airing. It hasn't been picked up by anybody. I'm sure it will be. Like, this is a pretty well.
This kind of screams Crunchyroll. Like, I
It
mean,
does.
it just seems a bit obvious. And look, going back to the show itself a little bit, this feels like your All Guys Mixer pick a little bit, where like the production isn't necessarily going to be the best this season, but the source material and the vibes of the show itself are going to be so much fun, and something that people are who are watching this are going to be talking about nonstop.
Yeah.
And like the Wotakoi comparisons are going to be going crazy too. Like,
yeah,
it just
100%.
it's the obvious. Like, if you liked Wotakoi, this is probably for you as well.
Yeah.
Where it's like, they're
Yeah.
in an office and they're dating.
Yeah, for like a basic look at the plot, it's basically about these two people who started their job at the same time, and like they initially started bickering, but like after a bit they start going out, and they don't want that like cutesy honeymoon phase feeling to be spread amongst the office, so they just like keep it to themselves,
and they try to keep their previous attitudes toward each other as like their standard.
How,
like
how they feel toward each other.
They bicker at work, but then they get home and they're like,
I will say too, it does look quite, I don't want to say adult because that kind of puts in the wrong things, but it definitely seems more mature than your typical show, where like it does show them like they kiss all the time. I think they even maybe get dirty in an episode too. I'm not even sure. It kind of looked like it. Like
there are like some implications of it. Like there are chapters where like they're in bed together.
Yeah, like
kind of thing. So like
it feels honest, and I like that. I like that about it.
It feels adult in the sense
but
of
not
like,
in like a
not in the like
that way.
etchy way, but in the like grown up way.
I mean, they do. It seems like they do it, but it's not like
it's
not
implied.
The whole, yeah.
You're not watching them.
No. Yeah, this is not Rent a Girlfriend or something. Yeah, this is not. Yeah.
It's not even. I can't believe it's not hentai.
Yeah, if they did, it would have to go to High Dive. But
that's right.
Let's talk about another show. Do you like elves, Mike?
I like elves just fine. There's frankly like an absurd amount of elves this season, by the way. If there was a co-host on this podcast who had like a thing for elf girls, cute blonde or silver-haired elf girls, probably mostly blonde, they would definitely be involved here.
If only I were on this podcast. Oh wait, I am.
You are.
He is.
Next show we've got here is Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. Jay, let's give this to you because, hey, ladies and gentlemen, guess who drafted this one?
I drafted this. What was it? Fourth. Look, every season I give myself one show on this draft where I go like, look, this pick's for me. This pick's for me. And
I like how you only let yourself pick a show for you. One of the picks. All the other ones are not for you.
Yeah.
Well, like, okay, every other pick is like I consider the quality of the show as well. Whereas like this pick, I don't really care about the quality. I'm not looking at like how well it's animated or how well it's written or anything.
I think
it does look good.
Yeah.
It does look good. But like I don't think it looks like, show of the season good.
No.
Yeah.
Just
I wouldn't
like
say that.
Yeah.
What's the
I
premise,
will say though, Jay. If you didn't draft this, I would have.
I was drafting.
I knew
it
you
right
would
after.
have.
Exactly.
This was on my list. Sorry, Jay, I did cut you off. Go ahead.
But yeah, this is really cute. Basically the premise is it's about a guy who, ever since he was a kid, when he goes to sleep, he'll wake up in a fantasy world.
Cool premise.
Cool premise.
Okay.
I think he thinks he's dreaming, right? Like he thinks he's dreaming in that fantasy world.
He thinks it's a dream. Until one day he goes adventuring with this elf girl, named Marie, who by the end of their adventure, she gets into some trouble and he tries to save her. And when he dies in the dream, he wakes up in his bed and all's good. But because he protected Marie, he woke up in his bed to find that Marie was there as well.
Wow.
So
very cool premise.
So he brought the elf girl to Japan.
Reverse isekai.
We
love it.
But like they can also when they both go to bed go back to that fantasy world. So there's stuff of the fantasy world and also Japan. So you get both sides.
It's one of those shows where it's like the Japan tourism board had to have paid for a part of this. You know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna say. Is it tickles like the tourist side of me, where it's like, oh, let's just explore Japan. Oh, look, they're they're eating soba. That's so cool. I want to do that.
Yeah.
That was the part that kind of hooked me, and it just seemed like kind of like a cute, wholesome type show that just yeah. I'm into this one too.
It's just a cute rom-com with a cute elf exploring Japan, and also some fantasy stuff.
And also some fantasy stuff. Yeah.
Now, let me just point something out to the listeners. We're halfway through the draft here, basically. Halfway through the shows that are on the draft. And Jay and I haven't even revealed our number one picks. This is a sneaky deep draft. Sneaky deep season as well. And like so far, most of the shows that we've talked about, I'm going to try to watch. And that's a lot. It's a lot of shows this season.
That's a lot of shows. Yeah.
But yeah, Jay, I'm sorry. Was there anything else you wanted to mention with your elf? Your new elf waifu?
I think what I've said is basically all you really need to know about the show. It's by Studio 0G, which they've done some things like they recently did Let This Grieving Soul Retire, Mysterious Disappearances. This one actually like did get some traction when it aired. The Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague was by them. So
Grand
like
Blue
you know,
Dreaming? Sugumomo, kind of underrated show. Sugumomo, the first season is pretty good. I recommend it. I'm looking forward to this one. Jay, looks quite nice.
It does look nice, and you know what? You can watch it on Crunchyroll.
Yeah. Now, Jay, that's enough talking. Let's talk about a different show that you didn't draft. Let's talk about Flower and Asura. Who drafted this one?
Cole, I got bad news for you.
Oh no.
We can't get him to shut up.
I was hoping I would draft this one because it looks
Me too.
like fire. Yeah. Jay, when did you draft this?
So this was my first draft pick.
What?
Speaking of first draft picks. Now, Cole's probably, you're probably thinking, oh, well, obviously the reason Cole couldn't draft it is because I got the opportunity to draft first this season, right? No, Cole left it to me.
There was another show that I'm just
there was another show
about,
but
anyway, we're talking about Flower and Asura.
We're talking about Flower and Asura.
Yeah.
And this show looks fantastic. So let me go over the accolades of this show that just make me
what's going on?
Make me
why are we all
so hype. So remember when Cole couldn't stop gushing about Sound Euphonium a couple seasons ago?
Sound Euphonium is one of my favorite anime ever. Very good.
Well, there's a reason I brought that up. Actually,
yeah. What's that, Jay?
This is based on a manga written by the author of Sound Euphonium. Yeah, that's awesome. And
Why is
it's
Cole,
basically
Cole, you were only clapping with one hand there. That's weird.
Yeah. No, I'm just really good at it. But I mean, it doesn't stop there, does it, Jay?
It doesn't stop there. So Cole, how do you feel about Mushoku Tensei's animation?
I love Mushoku Tensei and its animation. I'm a big fan. And if only the studio who did Mushoku Tensei did other shows. Oh, woe is me.
Well, guess what, Cole? I have some good news.
Yes, Jay? Do you?
The studio that did Mushoku Tensei Studio Bind is doing this show.
Oh,
Flower and
that's why
Asura.
it looks so good.
That's funny.
I'm upset that Jay got this and I didn't.
Yeah.
Everything about this. Oh. Let me just say, you guys both know my love of broadcast. I love radio. I love the spoken word.
It's probably a big part of why this podcast exists. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's add that to the mix as well. These characters are in a broadcast club. Jay, you drafted this, but has there been a show more made for me ever?
Sounds like you should have drafted this, Cole.
I feel like you should have drafted this first.
Yeah. No, this is me basically just
complaining
that Jay got this.
That I got it first. This show just looks fantastic. I'm so excited. The drama in Sound Euphonium is so good that I just know that writing that writing quality is going to transfer over to this. I mean, it's sitting at a mean score of I think 83%, the manga at least, on
Yeah.
AniList. 85, excuse me. So I mean,
Yes.
like, I just have to assume that it's just great writing. And I'm so excited to learn about these characters and their drama in the broadcasting club.
Yeah, and Studio Bind brings it.
And Studio Bind.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
everything
come
about
on.
This looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, you haven't said anything about this. We're sorry. Jay and I are just gushing.
That's
over
okay.
it.
You
We're
guys
just
can gush.
gushing.
You're way more excited about it than I am.
Mhm.
I think it'll be good. It surprised me when I watched the trailer. It wasn't what I thought it was.
Mhm.
And then I feel like it's from what I saw, it looks like it's doing a lot. There's a lot going on here, and it's a lot of balls in the air. And oftentimes that necessarily doesn't really work. But this looks pretty promising, and I'll probably check it out after I see the reactions a little bit to it.
I think like the show I'm going to compare this to a lot is Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night.
Mhm.
Just by that and Sound Euphonium, but just by like pure vibe similarities at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing I would say about this is I could see some people not being into it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's any anime, but like,
Yeah, that's every anime. That's everything.
this could go one of two ways, I think. It could be either rated super high because the people who are watching it are into it, or it could be rated super low because lots of people ended up watching it and then they ended up dropping off because it was too slow or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's an interesting premise, is what I'll say. It's got a lot of interesting things. And
Yeah,
I know
I
you
don't
guys
know.
love Studio Bind too, so it should be.
But also, like, I mean, Sound Euphonium is rated pretty high, so like,
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
all
I
of
think
the
it'll-
ingredients in the pot say it should be.
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And for those who are like, why isn't KyoAni doing it? I mean, it should just be done by KyoAni if it's the Sound Euphonium creator. Look, if KyoAni was doing this, yes, it would look good. I understand that. But the fact that Studio Bind is doing this gives it its own identity as something different from Sound Euphonium, and I appreciate that. So
Yeah.
I'm not too
Yeah.
upset that it's not being done by KyoAni.
Yeah, and Studio Bind's a good studio too.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough about that show that I'm looking forward to. Let's talk about a
Go
different
watch it
show.
on High Dive, please. It
High
looks
Dive.
really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's talk about another show that I'm looking forward to. This one's called Medalist. And ladies and gentlemen, this was the #1 drafted show by me because I drafted first because I'm really bad at drafting. But something about this show, something about it really, I don't know exactly what it is. It's based on a manga as well, of course, which is also super highly rated. 84% the manga's sitting at right now. But Jay dropped it? Jay dropped it.
I'm not.
Jay drops everything. We talked about this.
I'm not
Yeah.
a big fan of the manga.
It's
I'm
an
sorry.
eventuality.
I didn't want to get into it, but I'm not. the
What's
biggest
it?
fan
What's
of
it
the
about
manga.
you two? Tell me what it's about.
It's basically the main character is now I don't know the plot as in depth as Jay does, but is he a former
be-
figure skater?
Don't
Yeah,
get
so
self-conscious
the
around Jay.
main-
It's okay.
The main guy is a former figure skater who basically can't live out his dream to be like a professional figure skater because of an accident that happened. So he's left to be a figure skating coach. And then there's this girl who wants to be a figure skater, but because of certain circumstances, she wasn't allowed to for a long time. But because of certain things that happen, these two are able to like team up, and he coaches her to be a figure skater that she wanted to be.
And everything I've seen online is kind of gushes about how well the characters are written in this, how good the story is. I mean, obviously 84%. I saw a clip on the internet where Gigic was talking with Maury Calliope, of all people, from Hololive about this
Interesting.
manga. So it seems to be flying under a lot of people's radar. The animation also looks pretty good. There's some janky moments, like cardboard cutout characters kind of in the background.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're putting their money where it matters. and especially on like the actual like skating performances of like the main characters. Those look awesome.
It looks like a good use of that like cell shaded 3D animation. Like it doesn't look janky at all. It looks pretty good.
Yeah. And honestly, even if the animation doesn't quite hold up, I'm hoping that the story is able to carry it, just based on what people have been saying about it. So
Yeah.
I think
can't
you'd
help
like it, Cole.
I can't help but be reminded of a show by Mappa that Cole and I both gushed over several seasons ago with. It was Dancer. I can't help but think of that one where like it flew under the radar because there's enough here to like, I think, turn people off, but the people who stick through, I feel, are going to really like this one. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting out of this one.
Yeah. The other downside to this show is where it's airing. It's starting on January 5th, by the way. It's going to Disney Plus. So that's often a signature on their death certificate.
Or Hulu. I would be on Hulu if you're in the States as well.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens there. Yeah.
Now, that's not a deal breaker for me. As long as it's being released weekly, Disney Plus seems to be doing that more often, but they do still have a reputation of whether it's warranted or not.
People have been burned a little bit. Yeah. We're cautious now.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping it's a weekly release, and I will be watching it if it is. I'm
gonna check it out too.
Studio Engi, by the way, just to round off my things. They worked on Unnamed Memory, Our Dating Story, The Inexperienced You, and the whatever, blah blah blah. They worked on Uzaki-chan, which looks fine. The Detective Is Already Dead, which looks, if nothing else, that anime was well animated, and they did Day Day Live Season 3.
They're one of those studios that just feel like they have enough that's good, but they're not necessarily like, you see the name and you're like, yeah, I can trust them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like they're not, it's not a bad mark to see their name, is what I would say.
Yeah, it's just you'd
like
to see
a good one either. Yeah.
You'd like to see somebody like Mappa working on this one, but
or like Cloverworks. I feel like this would be
Cloverworks.
Like, but
everything I've seen so far.
See what Engi does.
Promising.
Yeah.
Next up on the list here is I'm living with an otaku NEET Kunoichi. So
so who drafted this one?
Jay earlier said that he drafts one show per season for him. I feel like whoever drafted this one probably did that for them this season. They let their freak flag fly a little bit when they picked this one. So who drafted this one?
Listen, I'm chasing that gushing over magical girls dragging, you guys. It's my white whale. And when I saw this, I thought, could this be it? I drafted this 5th round. This was my last pick.
Okay.
It is based on a manga, not the highest rated manga, 59%. It's not a failure. It's not a failure by any means, but hey,
no, it's a passing mark.
It's a passing grade. Now
people are harder on manga, but also ecchi manga people are hard on too.
Yeah, where I pump the brakes on it is the studio. Studio Quad. Now, what is Studio Quad?
That sounds familiar. Why does that sound familiar to me?
Well, let me tell you why it sounds familiar. They worked on My Life is Inukai-san's Dog.
Oh, no.
And not just worked on. It is 20% of the anime they have produced.
Yeah, they haven't done too much. Now, yes. I am the person who, like, I don't put too much emphasis on who worked on it.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thing. Like, I'll give anybody a chance. This could be good. I mean, listen, I didn't draft this one thinking it was going to be like a work of art. I drafted this one because it looks fun.
Because it's going to be a work of art.
It seems like because the concept of having like this like ninja girl, again, it's the girl who doesn't want to do her job, so she kind of slacks off and hangs out and plays games with this dude. That seems like a fun concept, and that to me that seems. Like, yes. I was kind of interested in it too, and it's a short too, so I feel like it'll be a low barrier of entry on this one.
Yes, like the meme is, yes, of course, it's horny. I'm a gooner.
I mean, it's on High Dive, of course. It's horny.
On High Dive, and
it
is a little. It is a little
like,
goony, but
just leaving that aside, like, it looks fun. Like, it looks like I'll have fun watching this one, and starting January 5th, so like we said, High Dive, of course, is what I wrote.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I feel like we're making it sound like it's this ecchi thing, but I honestly feel like we've talked about shows already that are way more ecchi than this show, honestly. It doesn't seem that crazy from what I can tell, but I'm sure it'll reveal itself in time.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Ameku MD, Doctor Detective. Who drafted this? Who dared draft this show? Oh, Jay.
I drafted this show.
Hi, Jay.
Hi.
Drafted it in the 3rd round.
Yeah, I drafted this round 3 because it looked like a waifu house.
Yeah,
That was the first vibe I got when I started
was
the
the
trailer
first
as
vibe.
well. That
was
was
my
the first
first
vibe.
And then you guys started going off about, no, this isn't waifu house. Because she solves murder mysteries and it's got supernatural aspects to it.
Yeah.
So I decided to, and I'm glad we have the opportunity to do the draft
research.
early so we can do more research and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out a couple of interesting things.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay. I like the research.
So the author of this light novel, or this novel that is getting adapted, is a practicing doctor.
Okay, cool.
And this show also has a doctor consultant for the writing of the show, Tomoyuki Harada, who's the medical supervisor on the show, and they were also the medical supervisor for Cells at Work.
I was gonna say Cells at Work. I don't know why, it just came into my head. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Now, and this is purely circumstantial. I understand that. You guys could be right. But I feel like if you have all this medical knowledge going into a story like this, if it were just a mystery story, it seems like a waste of knowledge and expertise and resources. Yeah, it seems like a waste of resources.
I'm sure there will be medical aspects of it, of course. It's just what I thought it was going to be was not what it ended up being. And that's kind of why it fell down my power rankings.
It's odd though, because like people can't seem to agree what this show is about. Like
it's interesting.
I've looked into so many Reddit forums and My Anime List forums and just different discussions on what this show's about, YouTube videos even, and people are like going back and forth on whether or not this is Anime House or just a detective show, and like it's weird. Like I tried to look for the manga that the light novel adapted into, and like that's not available anywhere. Even like on the 7 Seas. I tried looking for somewhat like reviews of the novel, and there wasn't that. I looked at Japanese comments on the trailer, and nobody's like saying what this is actually about, just they're looking forward to it and they've read it when they were younger. Like it's so weird that nobody seems to agree on what this is about, so I can only take from the circumstantial evidence that maybe it's house.
I want to interject here a little bit. And you know what actually got me excited about this one that I felt like was kind of why I actually was planning to draft this one. I didn't think Jay was going to get it until someone commented on our Discord that they were excited for it. And I'm like, crap, it's on. People know now, they know people. Yeah, it's on the radar now. It's officially on the radar. When you look at the staff for this one, the script writer, Yuko Kakihara, I'll name some works that they were involved with writing the script for. And script, frankly, is like an overlooked part of anime, I feel often. Like, I feel like that is honestly the main part of it, is you're checking out the script, right? Show called Apothecary Diaries, a show called Orange, a show called Chihaya Furu, a show called Buddy Daddies, a show called Kids on the Slope, a show called Blue Box, a show called Cells at Work. Like, we've got a lot of good things here, actually, that this person has written before. Dragon Ball Daima they did as well.
Hey Mike, while you're looking at that, could you also go back to the show page and tell me who's doing the OP for this show?
This is how I knew Jay was taking it. Frankly, when I saw that Jay's girl Aimer was involved in this one, Aimer, I was like, oh, I'm not getting this one, because Jay just wants to. Let's be real, Jay. You drafted this one so you can listen to Aimer every week.
Well, I mean, there's that, but also Waifu House.
Yes,
also Aimer. Now let me just to argue against the doctor being a practicing doctor was the original author for this. that could be a self-insert thing where he's like, I wish I solved mysteries. Oh, I'll make my main character a doctor like me, and I'll go out and I'll solve mysteries.
Maybe, but then like, why have a
The medical consultant,
supervisor?
though.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. We'll see. I hope I'm wrong.
Looks good.
I'm hoping it is what I hoped it would be before I learned what it wasn't what I hoped it would be.
Yeah.
I think you got to stop getting like these expectations, Cole, because it sounds like it's just setting you up for disappointment.
Well, I mean,
Because that's happened a couple times now in this draft.
well,
Yeah.
okay. Let's talk about
You can watch that on Crunchyroll.
Sorairo Day. Sorairo Utility, in
Yes.
parentheses, TV.
I don't know why that's there.
Yeah.
Because there was a short before.
Because there
This
was
is the
a
actual
pilot
act.
that it got like
has the
a
same
while
name.
before.
That's why.
Jay drafted this.
I
did.
did.
Again,
This is my second
stole
draft.
one from me.
Stolen. Yeah.
Stole this from all of us. We're all
Yep.
looking forward to this one. Why though? What is it about this one that we're all looking forward to? Jay?
So there are a couple things that just immediately caught my eye. I mean, first of all, cute girls playing golf. I mean, that's just like seems fun. But also the trailer looks very pretty. It looks really good. And after Yostar Pictures, who's doing this, did Go Go Loser Ranger, I started becoming a bit more of a believer in their works.
Yeah.
And also I watched the original pilot that is on Crunchyroll. You can go check that out as well. And it was really good. I think like it falters because it's just one episode, but like, I mean,
Yeah.
one
How much can you do in 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Interesting that the pilot's on Crunchyroll, but this is going to High Dive. That's
Yeah, I
That
was
is
interested in that too. I thought that was a weird anomaly, but
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah.
But it kinda
and
just
based on
looks
the
like Cute
Go
girls
ahead, Mike.
playing golf, the anime. And that's all I was really going to say. What were you going to say, Cole?
I was going to say, great character designs. I got strong Eurocamp vibes from it.
Yeah.
Even K-On! In a weird way, like where somebody gets pulled in and then like kind of it's like this love letter to like camping and Eurocamp music and K-On! But it's not exclusively about that thing. Like it seems like, you know, these girls are hanging out, they're having fun, but they're also playing golf. It just seems really wholesome and cute, and you can just vibe while watching it.
Agreed.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah.
This would have been my second round pick.
Yeah. No, it was going to be up there for me too, but Jay.
Hold on.
Ever the
Did you say
sniper.
it could have been your second round pick?
It
that's not true.
would have been my third round pick. It was like my next
I was gonna say,
pick. Yeah.
Because I was going to say, you picked before me, Cole.
No, after I took I'm getting married to a girl I hate, the next thing on my list, you can even see it, was Sorairo Utility.
Utility. Yeah.
So good job, Jay. Thanks for stealing that from me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe it falls down and doesn't actually perform as well as we think.
I hope it doesn't.
Yeah.
I
Check
hope
it out on
doesn't.
High Dive. I think it
Yeah.
will. I feel like it's going to be a sleeper hit this season. It just looks too good. Like people
It
are
does
going to
look
just
really
be like,
good.
it looks pretty and it's cute. So that'll be enough.
We've been over this many times, but High Dive normally gets like really good shows that people aren't really looking forward to. So
It feels like this season's, this is like the cool show on High Dive that people aren't paying attention to that you got to watch. Jellyfishes and Dream and the blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
This show looks very good, well animated, all the characters are nice. Their hair
I sense
doesn't
a segue.
fly around all
I
over
sense
the
a segue
place.
coming.
The camera is pretty stationary. Now, next show we're going to talk
not animated by Gohans.
That was too on the nose, Jay. That was too on the nose.
Yeah, Cole was being coy.
Look, I was just progressing the segue.
Yeah. Jay's like, let's hurry up. I got to pee.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Momentary Lily. Now,
yes,
Mike, you're the only person who's got draft picks left.
I've got 2 draft picks left that we're going to talk about.
So this was your number 4. Now, Mike, what was going through your mind when you watched the trailer for this show?
Okay. Frankly, probably the thing that's so I'll set up what it is and then I'll give my thought process before. So this is a show by the infamous studio, and I use the word infamous for Studio Gohans. They're famous for overdoing things. They have too much going on. They love kind of CG. They love kind of like just basically doing too much. And this show is an original by them, which I don't know that have they done an original before? I don't know that.
Yeah, I think Wiz or whatever was original. I think they've done.
I think
mostly
Handshakers
originals.
was original.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
think
not
they've
a
done
good
mostly
sign.
originals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, they're known for being ridiculous.
Mhm.
And this one caught my eye because it looks like this weird like post-apocalyptic setting where these like girls fight off giant mecha monster things. Mechanical monstrosity is what the thing says.
Mhm.
And they have to like basically become friends and then fight these things. It just looks kind of like a cool concept that I'm kind of into. And frankly, I also love any anime that involves cooking delicious meals, and that seems to be a front and center thing that these friends do is eat delicious meals together, which like I'm here for that. I did make the joke to Cole that Studio Gohan's is probably going to have like a shot where like it starts above the table, goes down into the bowl of ramen, then looks up at all of them enjoying the hot pot, and then starts spinning around in circles as their hair flies in the wind. It'll be insane. But frankly, I think probably now I'm going to go in my thought process here. I have not been hurt by Studio Gohan's yet. Yet. So I don't know what I don't know other than that they're ridiculous. I'm excited to hop to the other side of the fence and to people who have experienced Studio Gohan's. And that's part of why I drafted it a little bit. Because A, the concept seems cool. B, I'm ready to be hurt. Bring it on.
Now here's my thing with Gohan's.
Yeah.
I will watch this.
And you're probably going to like it.
And we are talking about them.
Yeah.
And I gotta give them kudos. You know, they go for it. They're swinging for the fences, Jay. They're hacking away at balls.
I feel like their thing is like they have a vision that is just too ambitious for what they can actually pull off.
Yeah, they definitely have a vision. And I think most of their shows are kind of overseen by like the guy at Gohan's. And obviously it's that guy who's like, just like, can you whip the camera around and make me feel sick?
This
That's
is
what
just
Show
I'm
me
just
everything.
stationary.
I need to see every single thing.
Can you take their hair, which looks normal, and then in the next frame make it look absolutely insane? Oh yeah, boss, we got that. Yeah.
Yeah. What if they did an interview with this guy and he's just like in an office chair spinning around with a giant fan blowing on him? Like 4 fans aiming in different directions is
Yeah.
Just,
He's just a giant child. He's making like
So one thing that Cole said when I drafted this though, and I feel like this is kind of what I intuited without realizing is that he said you're gonna like the action because Gohan's when the action's happening is actually kind of good.
Well, it's cool because they're doing stuff that you don't see. You get sick of it after a bit, but it's cool.
And the primary genre of this is action. So I feel like if they're gonna hit a hit, if there's gonna have a hit, I feel like this has a chance. And it also could burst into flames, like my brain.
The problem with Gohan's though is when it gets to a slice of life moment and they're still doing those crazy camera movements. That's when it's. But hey,
we'll find out.
It's fun.
It's a risk.
It's fun watching them.
It's gonna be fun either way.
Yeah.
Check it out with me on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll. We're gonna check this one out.
Yeah, I'll check this one out too. This would be a fun watch party, actually.
It probably
would be a good watch party.
Yeah. I'm gonna have fun.
Anyway.
I'm gonna have fun this season.
I mean, hey, we're the dreamers of our own dreams.
That's true.
We create our own reality, gentlemen. Yeah.
Tasukare Hotel, Mike. This was your 5th round pick.
My 5th and final pick. Yes.
Yes. Tell me about this.
So this is the Tasukare Hotel is an interesting one. It is based on a game. So now I'm, like I said in the draft, I'm two years in a row now. I've drafted a show that is based on a video game, basically a visual novel, essentially. And I actually like Jay because we did our draft in advance, which is our new formula, which I feel like it works pretty well. I was able to do a little research. I downloaded the game on my phone and played up to like level 3-ish. It's an interesting game, by the way. It's free, but not really. It's gacha, but not really. It's weird. And essentially what this is about is think of like the Hotel California or like Death Parade, where like you go to this place that's like in limbo between life and death.
Purgatory,
if you will. And it's this hotel. And Tasakare apparently like vaguely translates to "Who are you?" because it's reference to like whatever. Yeah, it vaguely translates to "Who are you?" So like essentially what happens is people get something happens and they go to this place in between life and death where it's undecided if you've died or not, or if you're going to move on to afterlife or go back to where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
And the people don't remember. They don't know who they are. They don't know why they're there. They don't know what led up to this events, including our protagonist and everybody in the hotel that looks like a human. And basically what happens is it's going to be like, I think each episode is going to be kind of like a mini mystery where you like uncover the source of why this person, the anguish they dealt with going to into this scene. And it seems like a very interesting concept, and that's kind of why I picked it here. And frankly, the animation and just like everything from the trailer didn't look that bad, honestly. Like I felt like it surprised me when I watched it with how decent it looked.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to enjoy this one. The only thing that kind of puts a little lead in my pencil here is that it's on Amazon. It's on Amazon.
Yeah,
It is on Amazon.
Amazon sucks.
Yeah, I don't like
when I
watching
watched the
anime on
trailer,
Amazon.
I was getting strong Shadow's House vibes from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked fine. I'm probably not going to watch this one though, to be honest.
Yeah, just 'cause it's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. There's not enough there, I think, and there's so many shows I want to watch this season, and unfortunately, this one just.
Yeah, I'll
I
let you
gotta
know.
watch
if it's
Momentary Lily. I gotta watch that.
Good. Yeah,
So,
you gotta.
Yeah, this one unfortunately isn't making the cut, Mike.
That's okay. That's okay. It made the cut for me, so I'm excited for it. And honestly, I enjoyed the game. I was playing it. It's just, it only lets you play 5 levels a day, or unless you pay.
Interesting.
That's weird.
It's a weird concept. And like it's like basically you get like 30 minutes of gameplay a day, and then you have to wait unless you pay.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a weird
Classic
concept.
mobile game zaniness.
Yeah, there's got to
it's-
be something. There's got to be something. But usually you want people to play it.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Think.
You'd think.
Anyway, I'm gonna enjoy it. There's a lot of question marks here. If anything of what I've said sounds interesting to you, I encourage you to check it out with me on Amazon.
Yeah.
That is Tasakara Hotel.
Okay. Lightning round, gentlemen.
Yes.
Because there's shows that we haven't talked about.
Yep.
The big one that was left on the board, Honey Lemon Soda. I think this looks good. But
It does look good.
I guess I'm just not in a shoujo mood right now, I think.
Yeah, I'm
personally
kind
speaking.
of burnt out on like kind of like mid shoujo romance stuff.
Generic shoujo.
Yeah.
Like this is, hey, you want some shoujo? Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or you
it just felt a
shogun.
little. Yeah, I didn't think that word, but yeah, that's the word for it. It just felt a little generic to me, which is why it fell to the bottom of mine. And yeah, I'm just like, I've got My Happy Marriage. I've got these other shoujo type things going on, and just like, I don't know. I just wasn't on the appetite for this one.
Yeah,
Frankly, it looks like it's going to be really good.
It looks pretty.
It's by JC Staff. Like everything to this is going to be like one of our big misses, quote unquote. But I feel like
if the draft wasn't so deep, this definitely would have gone.
Yeah.
it was just not on any of our palettes for this season, I feel.
Yeah.
Probably should have
Next up, I'm actually looking forward to this one. It is Okitsura.
Okitsura. Yeah.
Yes,
Okitsura.
I fell in love with an Okinawan girl, but I just wish I knew what she was saying. This one's going to Crunchyroll. Honey Lemon Soda is also on Crunchyroll.
Very
I don't
surprised you didn't
know.
draft this one.
It was on my list. It looks super jank, but it looks fun. It looks super
know what?
It
fun.
does look fun.
You know what vibe this like kind of gave me for some weird reason? Makeine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, really, it did.
Yeah.
It just seemed a little more. The only thing with Makeine is I felt like part of the reason it was so successful is because it looked bloody gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Makeine
of course.
This just looks
animated
okay.
well.
This just
Yeah.
looks okay.
Yeah.
This looks
I just mean,
okay,
like,
borderline not great.
Yeah.
I would say.
But like the character designs are cute. It seems cute.
Yeah.
It seems fun. I agree.
Yeah.
I might check this one out. Maybe.
I'll probably check this one out.
yeah, I think I'm gonna give this one like 2-3 episodes or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds about right. Yeah.
Concept seems cool too.
Beneko?
Beheneko.
The
Yeah.
elf girl's cat is secretly an S-ranked monster. Hey, High Dive, how you doing? You want another
Hi,
super ecchi
Inukai-san's dog 2,
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo.
show? Boogaloo, but with a cat this time who's not a cat. It's actually a chimera, but it's a
So
cat.
Yeah,
intents and
Jay,
purposes.
we talked about your affinity for elves, and let me tell you, in this one, in the trailer, it features the main character is a very scantily clad, very buxom elf girl,
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
and there are many such girls in this show, and she has a cat that she is taking care of, who is again secretly a very strong monster. That honestly, that part doesn't feel very important. What is important here is that it seems like they like taking baths with and doing other things while in various states of undress with this cat.
Yeah.
This
Hi,
is
Unikai-san's dog. It's been a while.
Yeah. In the trailer, it literally says, I laughed at this because it said there was a scene where she was in the bath and it was like all foggy. And then it was like, oh, stay tuned for the swim through the mist version of this scene. And it was like, oh, okay, I know what this is. I've seen this
I will
before.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay,
Yeah, I
well,
definitely
Jay will.
won't.
not on record anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will. It doesn't look as bad as Unai-San's dog, to be fair. I'll give
No.
it looks more interesting. It looks like it has more going on than just like straight up weird human cat,
Well,
human
at least
dog
there's,
interactions. But
At least this hat is on a head. Like
Yeah.
Inakaisan's dog is just like horny dog. This is like, okay, horny
there's
cat.
more going
but,
on
like,
here.
Also, you're in a fantasy world and maybe it's not a cat. Anyway.
Yeah.
Promise of Wizard. You like pretty boys doing stuff?
Yeah, I do.
Also
Yeah.
based on a video game.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're right. Is it probably an
Um,
Otome game? I'm guessing.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing, yeah.
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 This one doesn't do much for me.
No?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Me
Yeah.
and Shazana watched the trailer for this one, and frankly, it looked pretty nice. Like the
looked
animation's
good.
quite
Like,
good.
Yeah.
It
looked
gave
clean.
me vibes of Orano High School Host Club, but with wizards, and
Yeah.
that's kind of the vibe I got from it a little bit. There's
Yeah.
one wizard who's just straight up is Howl from Howl's Moving Castle, by the way, which I when I watched the trailer, I was like, that's,
That's
Howl.
funny.
He even has like
Yeah,
the earrings
Howl.
and stuff. Yeah, what's
That's
going
Howl.
on? Yeah.
That's how.
But they know what they're doing. They're like, we want girls that
Mhm.
want to date these wizards.
Yeah.
And who's like the most like beloved husbando wizard? Howl.
Gandalf. Oh,
Oh, yeah, and Gandalf too.
Yeah,
and
Gandalf's
and
daddy,
Dumbledore.
yeah.
Dumbledore. Yeah.
No, Dumbledore's not dead.
Hottie. Super hottie. Anyway,
Speaking of magic.
honestly, it looks quite fun, and I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna end up watching a little bit with Shazana. Yes, moving on.
Oh, yes, Jay, your segue. But let me just go off on Magic Maker or how to make magic in another world. Listen, again, I got in my own way. I thought this was going a different way,
Yeah.
and then it just went the generic way. I thought it was going to
Yeah.
be this guy is isekai'd into another world, and rather than using magic, he uses technology.
Nope.
But nope, he just uses magic. He discovers
No,
magic.
you're not allowed to be cool.
Yeah.
This
Don't do
is
It's an
anything
just
isekai. What do you think this is?
yeah. This is just Mushoku Tensei light to me. Is what it looked like.
Yeah.
It seemed interesting, but like Mushoku Tensei had more character, and I felt like this felt a little generic. It just felt kind of bland.
That word character is pulling a lot of weight here. There's a lot of
Oh,
duty
no, I
it's
didn't
pulling.
I feel like character is the exact word I want to use. I felt like it fits perfectly. Like character doesn't necessarily mean positive. It doesn't mean necessarily
Yeah.
negative. It's flavorful. It's flavorful. This
Something there. Yeah.
this was a bowl of it was like Mushoku Tensei if you took all the seasoning out of it. Is what the vibe I got of this
It's
one.
like white rice.
Yeah,
it's
it's
Mushoku Tensei
butter
white
pasta
rice.
Mushoku Tensei. Yeah.
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 It's
yeah.
stale white bread.
Yeah. Anyway,
But I think
Jay's
people will
really
like
looking forward to this one. He
Yes.
pulled me aside earlier and he's like, I wish I actually drafted this first overall.
Which
Right,
one?
Jay?
Magic
One?
Maker?
Magic
Yeah,
Maker?
Magic Maker. Yeah.
Oh, I
I
thought you were
mean,
talking
I
about when he
am the
whispered in your
isekai guy.
Yeah. I thought it was when he took you aside and
The
whispered in your ear.
isekai guy?
Anyway, I'm falling in love with you.
No.
The
he hasn't
anime.
said that.
The anime.
The anime. Yeah. This looks, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not in that mood.
I think
it's
we're
reverse
all
harem.
becoming a bit cynical.
Yeah. It's reverse harem. Cute
Yeah.
boys. There's one girl in the group of cute boys. and-
No, I think that's fun for a certain crowd of people. I'm not that
sure.
crowd.
Yeah.
But-
I'm just not that crowd right now.
Yeah.
Mike?
It
Maybe
does
like
look
a couple
pretty.
seasons down the
It does look
line,
pretty.
I'll go back and watch it, but
That is one thing I'll say. Just going off of what Mike said, where he said it looks pretty. It's got a unique art style.
Oh, yeah,
I
for
will
sure.
say. I really like the color palette that they're using. It's kind of pastel-y, but modern as well. It is
I'm
pretty. Yeah.
I'm surprised Cole's less into it. and probably just because it's more of a male harem situation, but it has like the color palette of like the astronomy one from a couple seasons ago, or like it has that like night sky vibe to it, and like water and lots of deep dark blues and very saturated colors that I think people will like. I think this one is going to be a sleeper hit.
Yeah, I think it's just the mood I'm in. Like I said, any other season I'd be into it, but I don't know. I guess I'm looking for like more fun stuff this season.
Yeah, it feels a little too heavy. It feels heavy.
Yeah.
You know what doesn't feel heavy?
No, this one seems fun. Yeah, Jay, go ahead.
This seems so stupid. The Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world. Okay,
what a concept!
I get it. We have a lot of isekai coming out, not just this season, but like this year in general. There's a lot of isekai coming out, and a lot of people are going to be like, okay, this is just another isekai slop. And yeah, it kind of seems like that. Look, whoever came up with the idea of, what if the main character was like the Red Power Ranger? I want to take a pick at your brain, because that's such a cool idea.
Yeah, how has nobody done this?
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. Yeah,
it's a super clever idea.
I want to see him beat the Demon Lord, and then just like a giant explosion behind the Red Ranger.
Like ultimately, Power Rangers are magic, right?
Yeah.
So take that magic and bring it to another world.
It makes a lot of sense. Actually, it is kind of cool.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I am. I'm 100% watching this show.
Well, let me know if the witch girl is great, because she frankly looks great.
Oh, we will.
Let me know if it's good. Like
I will update you guys during the check-in. This probably would have been like my 5th or 6th pick.
I can be persuaded to watch this show, but it's not on my list. The concept seems really fun, but I feel
there's too many other things.
The daily life of a middle-aged shopper in another world. Wow, we're really
scraping the bottom of the barrel here, aren't we?
It's a boring title, and frankly, it's more. Basically, this dude like gets isekai'd to another world, and his power is he basically has Amazon available to him in this world. It's not Amazon. It's more what's the Japanese?
Amazon.
What's the Chinese Amazon? I can't remember what it's called.
Alibaba.
He has more like Alibaba available to him, where he can like literally order like forklifts and stuff to like sell in this world, and he basically just wants to like kick back and take it easy while selling things, I guess. If you like campfire cooking, there's stuff here, but yes, it does seem quite, and it's let's be real, it's also quite ecchi too, from what I could tell in the trailer. So there's a lot going on here.
Yeah,
it seems interesting though. For me, it tickles an itch for me.
This is like just barely nudging the needle for me.
Okay, it'll be on Crunchyroll. But
it'll be on Crunchyroll. I'm sure it'll be popular.
Honestly, I think all of these are on Crunchyroll that we've talked about.
Everything except for the Elf Girl one.
Yeah, that one was on High Dive, obviously. Jay, I want you to read this title, and I want you to read it with all of the punctuation as well.
Okay. Bogus skill, less than, fruit master, greater than. I think that's a hyphen. About that time, I became able to eat unlimited numbers of skill fruits that kill you, close parentheses, hyphen.
Tilde, yes.
Oh, is it Tilde? Okay.
It's a Tilde, yeah.
What a title.
This anime, not interested in this one. It frankly looks like, oh, cool. It's this season's. There's honestly a lot this season that have this basically generic premise where it's like, oh, look, I'm super strong, and I have this power where I can eat more than one fruit that's supposed to kill me, and like my second power is I'm able to get bitches with my power, and also I'm super cool and strong, and like, aren't I awesome? The anime. And it's just like I feel like having done this show for so long, there's so many shows.
Welcome to Male Power Fantasy Isekai number 5692.
Yeah,
and Jay knows, he keeps count.
Yeah, he keeps count. He watches them all. Yeah, and it just even has like the color coordinated waifus that follow him around and form his little harem, and it's just like, man, come on. Yeah, but at least eating multiple fruit maybe is a little cool as a weird cheat skill.
I just like imagine a border and being like, okay, guys, we need we have the budget for an anime. What anime are we adapting? And then like someone's like, oh, let's do Oyasumi Poon Poon. Let's do another Berserk anime, but do it right this time. Oh, what about
Fruit Master?
The Fruit Master. And then the leader of the boardroom's like, yes, that's going to make us money.
That's the one, yeah.
See, I have a more skeptical.
Everyone else, you're fired. Yeah.
I'm more skeptical. It feels to me like they put into like a big blender and like what is like the most average, most likely to be like popular thing. Like like let's just take like popular anime and put them in a blender and put out some slop. This just feels like slop to me.
Yeah. Eat your slop. Eat your
Eat your
soil
slop.
green.
This is the protein shake that you don't want. That's like made with like all the like raw eggs and
Brute master.
Yeah.
Bogus.
Okay, next up we've got Bang Dream, Ave Musica.
Oh, hey. More Bang Dream.
More Bang Dream. Onward.
Nice.
I want to escape from princess lessons. I don't know. This looks janky
as hell.
I don't even know what to say about this one. I was going to say looks generic, but it doesn't look generic.
Doesn't look generic.
It
just looks like more villainous stuff that we've seen. This is female power fantasy bullshit. They get some of that too.
It reminded me a lot of the one from a couple seasons ago with the girl reincarnated and she's remembers her past lives seventh time loop or whatever. Reminded me of that a little bit. But like it just looks so poorly animated that it's like no one's gonna like this.
Like just go watch Ascendance of a Bookworm or something like that.
Yeah,
if you want like the female isekai, like that's
power
good.
Fantasy, yeah.
This is not good.
This is not that.
This is not that. I don't know. Maybe it'll be.
It didn't have a chance. It didn't have a chance. It's unfortunate.
You know what else doesn't have a chance?
What, Jay?
Pharmagia. You know,
isn't this Fairy Tale?
I thought this was Fairy Tale. I thought this was a Fairy Tale movie or something.
No, it's it is done like the character designs are done by Hiro Mashima.
Yeah.
And he can only do like 5 character designs.
I'm surprised the cat wasn't in it.
Yeah.
Whatever the cat
he'll show up.
That little dragon's the equivalent to the cat, I think.
It's just Cat 2 electric or Cat 2 the catning.
I already eyeball thing is the little version.
Yeah, you already did the
Looky Lou.
No, we gotta mix it up here. No.
Now, how many fingers do you hold up for this one? From 1 to 10 for your excitement on this one. 3, 2, 1. Man, I'm so hyped.
I don't know. It doesn't look that bad. It just kind of
doesn't look bad.
The fairy tale aesthetic doesn't do anything for me, and that's probably why I just was like, oh, okay.
I've seen the fairy tale aesthetic now with Fairy Tale, Eden Zero, whatever that stupid third manga he's doing right now is. Do something else, man. Give me some do you have any other ideas?
I don't think he can. It's apparently based on a video
Fairy
game.
Tale, but in space.
It is.
Yeah.
Cole?
What?
Get Out.
Okay. I would love to get out.
It's time to get out of here too, actually.
That's all of the shows.
That's every show.
If anybody comes back and says, you forgot about this one. No, we didn't. It doesn't exist.
Well, it's just not true. But
I guess I should mention it. Link Click season 3 is out now. Go watch it. Okay, cool. Bye.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But if you come at us and you're like, hey, you forgot to talk about possibly the greatest alchemist of all time. And I'll say, possibly, but I don't care. Because I don't want to talk about that show.
Yeah, what do you mean I forgot about it? He's only possibly the greatest alchemist of all time.
Listen, we didn't forget about anything. We just chose not to talk about it.
That's right.
Yeah.
But let us know what your most anticipated show is. We would love to know.
Please do.
We've got reviews coming up. I believe our next review would be our anime review, and that's Ponpo the Cinephile to ease us back into the review schedule. Our listener's choice review is also coming up. That'll be Serial Experiments Lane. So that'll be fun. Manga reviews coming up. Vampeerz, 20th Century Boys, and Love Bullet in that order.
First 3 volumes of each of those. Yeah.
Also, don't forget to go and vote for the Weebies. Vote everywhere. I believe every vote counts on this one. We don't do the whatever thing that we usually do.
We don't. I think it's just in one place.
Yeah. So. Oh yeah, it's just our Google.
It's just
Google
the Google
Doc,
Doc,
right?
yeah.
Google Doc.
Come
The
to our
poll.
Discord.
It'll be
probably
everywhere.
It'll also link will be in the description probably.
Yeah.
come to
most
the
likely.
Discord though. Also,
Discord's the place to be. It's bumping there.
Yeah.
It's bumping. Yeah. Thanks so much for listening to another episode of AniPro. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend about us. If you really like us, why don't you consider supporting us on Patreon like these lovely people? Mr. Family Guy 36, Elijah Wood, Braindead B-Dog, Peach, Frama, Kratos, Just Juz, Mogmog, Antonio Bustos, Uncle of Light, and Super Mexi. By supporting us on Patreon, you get access to all sorts of perks, and it really helps out the show. We're also on social media at AniProPod. Please join us at our Discord community. Like we just said, keep up with us and other listeners. Lots of fun stuff in there too. Links to everything's in the description or at our website, AniProPod.com. I will lead us in a round of bye-byes because I think it's been a few weeks since I have. So thank you so much. I just really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate the listeners. I really appreciate Google Docs. I really appreciate Riverside. Really appreciate everything. Anyway, bye-bye.
All the best in 2025. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.